DJ House Paint, sound kind of special. DJ House Paint, sound kind of special.
Good morning, folks. Samson too. I don't know why we do these kinds of stuff. As you can tell from my voice, folks, I'm still sleepy here. Something I amazed myself. 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday morning. What's the reason here? I'm supposed to be sleeping and watching movie, whatever. But here I am on LIBERIA Public Radio, 6 Saturday morning. And in fact, I said I was going to be coming on here early this morning. I said I was going to come on here and say around about it's 9 o'clock in the East Coast, but it's still very early here on this side on a Saturday morning, folks. After working all week and then Saturday morning, then you kind of come out here on the LIBERIA Public Radio, talking about roads in Liberia, folks. But we have to on a very serious note. We have to, because we're trying to enlighten folks on what is happening back home, because we cannot take Liberia out of our system. Just let's get that straight out of the way. And we thought we'd try to do that. One of the reasons why I want to do this early this morning also is that so that I can be able to engage some folks in Liberia. I was able to contact a friend of mine, Victor, former acting Minister of Public Works, Victor B. Smith, who also has his own engineering company in Liberia. And very shortly here, I will be calling him because I've already talked to him. Hopefully the line will allow to go through so he can come out and talk to us as well. He's giving me some wonderful information here this morning that I'm going to be, after he leaves, after I have the conversation with him when he leaves, he's giving me some wonderful information here that I'm going to be working with this morning. One of them is the right-of-way of the proposed and the existing. He's saying that it's always been 300 feet, 150, 100. If that's the case, lots of people on that Morea Rawafi Highway corridor, they're going to be in a big hurt. Except, he said, and I will bring him on here and he will tell us, except, he said, if the project is financed by specific entity, because this particular entity, and he will tell us here, this particular entity will only allow you to drive people away if you pay for the structure. But if it is Liberian government owned money, sounds into my brother's house right there, and it's not too far away. I hope it's within the 150, outside of the 150, because if the right of way, if you fall within the 150 feet, and the public work and the government Liberia can show that they have the right of way from 19 we. However, oh, I'm gonna enjoy this, but I'm not gonna go. Let's go. I'm excited already on the Saturday morning, folks. I want to welcome all of you and say thank you very much for joining us this morning. It's gonna be a doozy. We're gonna be showing you a lot of stuff here tonight. Oh, did I say tonight? I'm still sleeping. I still think it's night. I got all these lights, so it's dark in the studio once I cut the light. So I'm still thinking it's night. But anyway, to you, for me here, it's still 6 something. I want to welcome all of you again. Safety, folks. Saturday, please stay safe. Those of you that are going to be doing housework and cleaning and things like that, your cleaning utensil in the house, the cleaning material, those stuff they feel and things. You got to be careful how you put them down, because some of them, the chemical stuff, you smell them too much, they hurt your hair. So you got to be very careful. And you got children in the house, when you finish cleaning, put it away where the children they can't reach here, because they think then when the children they see it, they say, oh, that I don't call it. Well, people like me, when I see it, I think that pound wine. But for the children, when they see it, why am I talking about pound wine 6 a.m.? Because if I was in Liberia, I would be on the pound wine road right now, waiting for the men to bring the pound wine jar. Samson, you can't take Liberia out of us. There's no way. But anyway, let's go back. So if you Finish cleaning, put this stuff away, because the children, they see the thing, then they think, say, soft drink. You don't know, because they're little kids. They don't know. But if you put a fire away, you don't have no accident. So please do so. Cars, take care of your car, and your car will take good care of you, folks. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Saturday afternoon. Why? Just forgive me and bear with me. I will wake up. Sooner or later, I'm going to be up. Because once the wife gets home here, things going to change. But anyhow, so let's go on, folks. I want to welcome on a very serious note. We have some serious business to take care of here this morning. We want to first of all thank God for another opportunity to get us up, because of His mercy that we're up, that I am up, because God is in control. Everything you do or I do, I put it in His hand. And so even this show, I say, God, we're all in your hand this morning. I ask you, my Lord, to continue to bless us, to continue to forgive us. Lord, we have a country, Liberia. With all of the viruses that are going around, Lord, we ask you to bless our country, guide our leaders, bless them, give them wisdom so they can move the country forward. Lord Jesus, we also ask you to continue to bless all of us, to continue to give us long life, so that we will be able to do what we have to do for the family that you give us, for the friends that you give us, and for all things that you've given us, including the knowledge. And therefore, we ask you this morning to give us wisdom as we try to enlighten our brothers and sisters. Let it come flow through. In Jesus' name, I say to my God, thank you. I say, my God, not yours. Okay. Now that we have that out of the way, wow, the other engineers today, I love this man already. I love him. Thank you for joining us. We're gonna have fun. Believe me, we're gonna have fun this morning. So folks, let's go ahead. Let me start the process as usual, and this is nothing strange. This is not. I'm going to call Mr. Smith here, who is a structural engineer in Liberia, has his own company. And let me give you a background between Mr. Smith and Samson Tor. Mr. Smith is a good friend, brother of mine. We've been together for a very long time. We've been at this thing. We fight too. We don't get along that well. But a few years back, folks, I'm still sleeping. Please forgive me. Mr. Smith asked me to come to Liberia to help impact this young engineer. One of the things Mr. Smith did was he didn't go and employ more experienced people. He decided this is an engineering company. We have these young engineers coming from colleges, and stuff like that. I will employ them. So he employed them and started teaching them. Truly, he's a wonderful man. So when he asked me, he said, "I need for you to come home and help show these young people the roadway design and all of the thing that comes with it." My first concern is that was a very selfish point on my part, but he brought me down very quickly, and that's who he is. Victor Smith, he care. He plenty of time. He tell me we're on the plane going. He said, "Liberia, is he the mayor?" I carry him to Liberia. He been at Liberia for 40 something. Of course, that was not 40 something years, but he been at Liberia for. I had the one making him to go to Liberia. So when we got to the airport and I got down and kissed the ground, he started telling me, "You see it? You see he kissing the ground because I brought him here and he ran away from us." True story. By the way, so Victor. I said, "Victor, you want me to come over and teach? Are you not concerned that after we show them all these things, that these young people are going to leave your company?" You know what he told me? He said, "Samson, these are young Liberians. So even if we teach them and they leave, they will be impacted for life. Whatever company they go work for here in Liberia, it's an improvement for our country." You can't beat that. And after that, when he said that, I said, I'm out of here. I'm going with you. So he and I went to Liberia, of course. I will bring him on here, a very good friend of mine. I will bring him on here. And so, but let's start the program. Let's start horsing around. Let's start the program. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, Saturday morning. I'm not too sure what time it is yet, but let's start the program. So, as usual, Saturday or not, Saturday morning or not, Friday evening or not, this is the president of the Republic of Liberia, duly elected. 61.5% of the electorate of Liberia decided they wanted Dr. Weah to be the president of the Republic of Liberia for 6 years. And so they did. If I was in Liberia, I was not going to vote for CDC because I'm not a seditian. However, the Liberian people have given me Dr. Weah to be my president, and therefore I must accept it. I should accept it, and I have accepted. I've accepted, and then whatever it is, I will not try to circumvent or do anything that would derail the progress that Dr. Weah and his people are trying to make. I don't agree with many things they're doing, but there's no way I'm going to try to support anything that will try to undermine the government. I will be sincere and I will be honest in my criticism. I will be responsible in my criticism. I'm not going to negate the fact that I have the responsibility to criticize, but I must do so with responsibility. I must do so with whatever facts that I have. And so this is one of those again. But that's Dr. Weah, President Weah of the Republic of Liberia, who is now leading us. Let's go. As usual, I have a video here when Dr. Weah was running to be president. Some of the things he did, I strongly believe, that during the time of the election, Dr. Weah was canvassing for vote all over the country. So at this particular time, he went to an area where they had one of the major highway in Liberia. But when he reached Liberia, everybody cut off, especially those in the countryside. No road. They walk in the mud. Just sounds into a bike in the 19 Hui. When it's raining, when I come in with my mom from the farm, we walk through the water to come to the dry lane. Sometimes when the water too high, then I take off my clothes. I put it over my head. Then I walk. What kind of business is that? 2020, I still taking clothes to a big year. So that's what we are during the time he decided to walk. And this is one of those incidents that I believe that continue to inform him about being sure that road connectivities in Liberia happen. Let's watch this. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio.
Let's make sure you do that same thing for you can hold. Yeah, we won't hold the stage. I don't need show the road. You must stay. We're going to junior that before. No, I beg you.
I'll go. Man, the German system will live over. I think it's finished. Salome said, don't.
There you have it. was Dr. Weir. Now, Dr. Weir, then he was Ambassador Weir, Senator Weir at the time. But he was canvassing for vote all over the country in this one particular incident where he was able to walk in the mud because the road cut off. And eventually, I mean, as you could see, his convert couldn't move anywhere else because there's no road. So he decided to walk. And I believe, my opinion now, I believe that because of that kinds of experience, he continued to bring up the issue, bring up policy to make sure Liberians are connected by putting road. But the road that they're putting in Monterey is good, but those are added road are considered in a political road, as Samson Toll says so. But now the Ravensfield Highway is not a political road, folks. I don't consider that. If it happened, we'll be on it. But let's go. Now let's listen to Dr. Weir recently, after becoming president, now he's going to tell us. So say, fellow Liberians, and I'm paraphrasing again this morning, Samson told LIBERIA that I do well. He said, fellow Liberians, I appreciate you electing me to do the kinds of work I want to do for you. Don't thank me. I will thank you. Don't be singing while I go places, beating drum, blah, 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 blah. No. Let my job do the talking for me. You think I say so? Okay, let's listen to Dr. Weir now. Samson told a public reader. I'm on it again this morning, folks.
This is the right thing to do. Our country, it doesn't matter how many homes we got there, if no roads to connect, it's not completed. So I am happy with my road projects. From the capital to the hinterland, I will continue with my road projects. Anyone that will come after me will find something else to do. But I think that Liberia, being the first African republic, also needs a road network. And this is what we're doing. You don't need to thank me, that's my responsibility. I need to thank you for making me to serve the country. This is the right thing to do.
You don't need to thank me. I need to thank you. This is the right thing to do. And was I making it up? Oh, I put a lot of things in it. I'm acting like Adam Schiff when he during the House impeachment stuff. He started paraphrasing Donald Trump. I'm doing this indie. Why not? Samson told the Republic. Now, let's go into a very serious business now. The next video I'm going to show you, every time that I'm ready to play this video, it brings out the seriousness in me. Because this video, folks, and I'm not going to bite my tongue, and I'm not going to take bite seat when it comes to engineering, especially roadway. I'm not going to take bite seat to nobody. So whether people want to come on my platform or not, it really doesn't matter to me. I will speak my mind. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to make up story. I'm not going to politicize anything. But if you think so, it's up to you. You call me enemy of the state, it's up to you. Somebody's watching me here now. Every time I come on, he can close. I don't know why you watching me, because he like me. I know who he is, but you watching me. That's fine. But anyway, on a very serious note, the next video that I'm going to be playing now, this is the video that gave me some sort of a concern when it comes to the major impactful project, specific Ravensfield Highway. This is a complex highway, 4-lane to build 4-lane. It's not like building 4-lane total, because the 4-lane that I used to be that I used to walk on in total, my mind myself going in the morning on the farm, my pa coming by from hunting. That 2-lane here alone, 2-lane. My mind myself 2-lane. You see what I'm talking about? That's not that kind of 4-lane. This is a major modern 4-lane highway for for cars. However, Dr. Weir comes in, set the policy, said this is what I want. He goes around and hires people to do this. And those people that are responsible to implement these policies, the ministers, the deputy, the assistant, all the other folks, they're supposed to carry out the policy of the president. There's no question asked. and I'm not questioning that. They, in turn, in terms of the role, they're supposed to hire competent people to do the work. I'm going to show you a video here that does not give me any confidence in both the minister, in both the contractor, and everyone else that are connected. I've shown you other things they do over in Liberia that are not saved, but that's not the issue here this morning. I'm going to show you this video where they had a contractor, I believe it's in real life, doing a work, and they have almost 75% of the job done. But out of a sudden, they discover that the utility LEC pole is in the construction area. Now, as a contractor, those are the things that you're supposed to identify before you even break ground. You identify all of the utility conflicts, all of the conflicts that within your construction zone. Because when you start the work, you start going. You don't want to fool around. Now, I told you here yesterday, the utilities that share the role. Now, most of the, including the RIA, they are now new role. These are rehab because you're not changing the alignment unless RIA they take the alignment and pass it all the way to Buzo Collar. Then a new role. But as long as they use the same alignment, it's a rehab project. Now, in a rehab project, you have to understand, because there's people who they initiate a project, those who started the project, they build a road, they put some stuff on the road, like cover if it's going to be there to drain, like utility line, sewer line, storm sewer. And so they all share the road. Water line, everybody share the road. Okay? So when you're rehabbing, you have to make sure all of these things are identified by the designer. To say, when you go to station, that's why they do stationing. So when you go from station 1 to station 2, they say, okay, between station 1 to station 2, 5 feet left, 10 feet deep, it's a storm sewer. And I'm just making it up. Storm sewer, don't go 10 feet there, go 10 feet deep, forget it. I'm not going down there to go survey anything. But they don't go that way. I'm just giving you something. That's how you do the identifying process. At station 1 plus 50, 4 feet left or 4 feet right. You see, this is the engineer. He threw a left, right hand, then he said left. He threw a left hand, then he said right. I love it when something to do that. You see, I'm a good engineer from total. I'm on a total engineering. I don't know the left from right. Anyway, but no, on a very serious note, that's how you identify these things. So as a contractor, when you get a project, you review while you're doing your quantity takeoff, because you have to match your quantity with that of the quantity being given to you by the engineers, because that's how they come up with engineer estimate. And you bid the project based on the quantity of material going to be worked on. Labor costs, yeah, they come with that, but you make money from the material. Okay? So if you don't know what kinds of the quantities of materials on it, how are you going to do the work? Okay. Now, when you're doing the identifying process, you're also going to find out that you have conflict, and you identify the conflict. All of the utility, they got owner. Like for example, LEC pole, they're owned by LEC. So you contact LEC. So the government will do work here. They pole here, you got to move it. And you'll have a meeting, and you'll have a conflict resolution. They didn't do it. 75% into the job, they decided, oh, there's a conflict here. The worst of all, they invited the president. The president went on a roll, and then the contractor decided to throw the minister on the bus. Folks, what is happening in Liberia is very, very, very interesting. Apparently, the contractor have had conversation with the minister. So when they're talking, he's telling the president how the progress and all that kind of good stuff. Out of a sudden, he said, but we might have a delay because LEC pole is in the way. Dr. Weah, who is not an engineer, who is not a construction, but he himself was surprised. He turned to the minister. He said, what? The minister, listen, I'm just telling you, yeah. The minister said, the lipo in a way. Then he said, oh, he turned to the minister again. He said, oh, but the lipo in a way? He said, yeah. What? At this stage of the progress, then you're telling me lipo in a way, now we're going to find me, we got to stop everything now. Find me to try to move the lipo. But the interesting thing and the most important one, these are people that are being charged to carry out a complex construction process, such as building the highway. They might have the capacity, but how can we trust them? That is the question. Listen to this. If you think I'm making it up, pay attention to almost the ending when the president surprised. And he said, oh, the lipo in a way. Hey, my people. I'm from total, but the one be my total business. Listen to this. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio.
Road embankment, we have this. The most important part is the pavement, which is the placement of the asphalt base course, which is what we're looking at now. We've gone 1.3 kilometers. So it means we have 7 more kilometers to finish with the first 2. Then our concentration will be on the intersection, which is the red light intersection, where we have possibly overpass. And then following that, the concentration will go on the next 4 kilometers, which is from the red light and the LFA junction. For that one, towards the end of this month, we start to compensate the project affected person. We start to pay them, and then when they clear, we start up the work. Overall, we look at the work being completed within 2 years because of the urban nature that we have. But I think the minister will relate concerning the level of challenges that we have. Like for example, in terms of the light posts, all right? Because in some instances, we have some light posts there, so that is a potential, issue that will delay, us. But we've been working with LEC in terms of that. Road embankment, we have this.
Oh, but the lipo in the way the president asked and the ministers say yes. At this time of the construction process, the lipo in a way, but these are people that are going to be doing work for our fee. That's why every time I open my show, I ask God for blessing, so that God will bless the leadership as well. Okay? Now, you heard that. I'm not making it up. You heard it. You heard the president surprised asking the question, oh, the lipo in a way? So, folks, Samson told, let's start the real show. I'm going to now, because I don't want to waste his time, I'm going to try to contact Mr. Smith, Victor Smith. I will call him this morning. He's a Liberian engineer over there practicing engineering in Liberia. A very good friend of mine. Let me contact him now and see if I can reach him. And if I can reach him, then we will be in good business here. Samson told LIBERIA Public. In the meantime, no, I'm not going to play music. Just watch me while I do this stuff here. Samson told.
$55.48 per cup of peanut. Time remaining 163 minutes.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. So.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Smith. Okay, I'm glad that I got you on. This is Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. I'm glad. Are you in a position to talk?
For how long?
Maybe about five minutes or so, the most.
Okay, I can grant you that 5 minute interview.
Thank you. I appreciate it, folks. That's Victor B. Smith from. Mr. Smith, I will do the introduction because I don't want to take much time of yours right now. This is a good friend of mine, a brother, Mr. Smith, Victor B. Smith, former acting minister of public work, who has his own company now in Liberia, practicing engineering and then continuing to impact the young engineers in Liberia. Mr. Smith, how are you doing this morning?
I'm fine, thank you. It is afternoon now. It's about 1:35.
Hey, my man, I beg you, don't try to do the thing to me. But a lot of people watching me. It's 6:00 in the morning in California. Anyway, I told you guys we always fighting. So don't be surprised. But anyway, thank you, Mr. Smith. Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Smith. No, on a very serious note, I know you practice engineering in Liberia. You're a structural engineer, has your own company over there in Liberia. How the business going, by the way?
Business is not very good. Because in these trying time when there is a change of government and change of leadership in a country, the new government takes time to settle in that transition period. Most of the time, businesses like ours and others experience a little bit of slowdown. So we are all in a slowdown mood because most of the people that we work for are international organizations, and they too are in wait and see mood. So business generally is kind of on a slow pace.
Okay, we'll continue to pray. Hopefully things will pick up, and that's just nature of business. Hopefully things will pick up. But first of all, I want to thank you very much because you still, we talk a lot, and you still decide you want to stay there and stay with your people. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. But the reason I call you this morning, sir, is to enlighten us with respect to this new proposed Rawafi Highway that the government has announced they're going to build. First thing I want to find out from you is how is that you guys, the Liberian engineer, and I believe you guys have a Liberian Engineer Society. Are you guys involved in this at all?
No, not to my knowledge. I think from what I've gathered so far, the instruction that is given that job had something they call a concession agreement with a couple of roads in Liberia to do either feeder roads that is supposed to have done. And I think when the new government took over, there was some of the roads that were taken away from them, because remember now the concession agreement that was signed between the Liberian government and East Construction was rectified by the House. So in doing that, they would just roll the job up to him. But having said that, in my own wisdom, in one or two times, I tried to challenge the whole process. But be what may, we let it go. But now, as we look at it, we haven't seen any drawings. We haven't seen anything, but I know there was a groundbreaking ceremony that was held. In fact, I think that is my memory serves me right. That's the second groundbreaking we had for that in RIA Road. But that's where we are. We haven't seen anything as Liberian engineers. We are not involved. Maybe for me personally or my company personally, we are not involved. I personally reached out to them when I heard about it, but then they didn't come back to me. But we are not involved. So to speak.
So, as practicing engineers in Liberia, structural engineer, by the way, are you guys not concerned? You and other engineers, I'm sure you guys have conversation on these things here almost all the time. Are you guys not concerned the fact that you are being limited in your involvement? Because this is the road that's going to be in Liberia. It's a major highway, a complex modern highway. And the fact that you Liberian engineers, those of you that have companies, these young people working for, continuing to improve the young people's lives as an engineer and things, the fact that you guys are not involved, is that not a concern?
It's a serious concern. In fact, in the Engineering Society chat room. We are talking about it. We are talking about it that we are concerned that such a major highway that would be a national emblem, it should have been something designed by our Liberians and showcase that yes, of course we have Liberians in this country that can do the work. So we are concerned, but to the level of the leadership of the Engineering Society, I haven't seen any release from them stating their concern about the road. I haven't seen any release from the Engineering Society leadership, even though I'm a full member. Well, I haven't seen that. So we are concerned. My own first concern, President, was the bidding process. Then now that we have passed on it, the next concern is now the engineering tenders, the engineering design that will be done for that road. We are all concerned. And in fact, even the common man, we are all talking. I'm hoping that the government can find, or especially the Minister of Public Works, can see some wisdom in it, and also call everybody to the table and say, hey, guys, this is what is happening. What is your input? But as far as I'm concerned, we are not called to the table. Mamudu Nipa is an engineer who graduated from engineering school, part of the engineering society here. But again, we haven't seen anything coming from the ministry about our involvement.
I see. Okay, thanks for that information. Let's go now. Let's go to the contractor. You just explained to us that perhaps there's some sort of a rollover of the contract from one contract concession to another. Rawafi Highway in place of other construction project. They just trade like a horse trade or something. I'm not too sure if I've seen that before. But then this is also Liberia, so a lot of things happening over there where you guys are. That some of us cannot believe that. But anyhow, let's drop. They gave the contract to East International. Do you know anything about East International? Because I've tried to research them, go on the website, but I can't find any web page for them. I have this address. I have this building they call East. I'm not too sure if they say, but do you know of them, and have you ever seen their work? And since you also as an engineer, have you been involved with them?
Yes, at some level. From the history of East Construction, I think it's a Chinese company that came as a building material store, and they were located somewhere opposite the Thunder Candle Sporting Complex in Thiensville. Then later on, they got involved with construction. If you remember vividly, the road that is at the back of the BTC, we call Redemption Road, they did that work, and to some level we were involved with it in terms of supplying them the ready mix. We supplied them the ready mix, and that was our involvement. And then they had another road project in Wapulu, and again they asked us to design our company design a reinforced concrete bridge for them. That is our involvement. But for them to have a hardware of an engineering firm in Liberia, that I don't know. I have not really been to the office. I have not seen a senior engineer from their institution in Liberia before. So that is my understanding when it comes to East Construction. But the government has said, and also have done due diligence to check whether the guy has the engineering hardware to do this work. I think now East is even doing a more rigid pavement in the dual zone around the President's area on the Rawafi Highway. East is doing some work there. But quality-wise, hey, I'm not too sure of the quality. I can't put my neck on it.
And that's what I was about to ask you, because I remember when I was with you, we drove on the Redemption Road, and I made a comment to say, "What is this? Is it a driveway?" And you just laughed, looked at me, and laughed. And there was that much of it. But for looking at all of the pictures that I've been looking at, it seemed like their rigid pavement that they put together. It seemed to me like they and I would go through that after you leave. I got a lot of pictures here. I'm going to be showing to my audience here later. But it seemed to me, I could be wrong, but it seemed to me that they most likely are not applying the actual construction standard when it comes to rigid pavement and what have you. You been in Liberia, you've been, like you say, you involved with them on one or two occasions. How do you assess their workmanship in terms of application with the standard of construction?
It's below actual standard. I mean, let me be blunt with that.
Wow.
Because even with the rigid,
wow.
But again, on the other hand, we had similar thing in our chat room. Most of the time when followers gave out these jobs, right? They assign engineers on those jobs, and a man will not expect anything that he doesn't know.
Yes. Yes.
Is that the point?
Yes.
He will not see any error of a particular phenomenon that he doesn't know.
That's right. That's right.
So they come after and say, hey, the minimum rebar you should use for any and road rigid pavement should be 5/8.
Right.
But the guy will be using half inch. And they will say the space should be
You're killing me.
but the guy who is doing the inspection, does he know that? Does he understand the actual standard? So what we have done a couple of days now, we have publicized that we want to offer a lot of classes in the application of this standard to most of the engineers, especially the guys with the engineering society. We will be doing these classes starting as of April 15. We will take take maybe timber design, we'll take rigid pavement design, and go through with them. Once they have that basic fundamental of what they should look for, then the quality of their inspection will keep up. Right. Other than that, there's a lot of violations here. There are a lot of violations. And I don't want to beat public work, because I mean it's my own institution. But you have a lot of young engineers, and I applaud them because academically they are outstanding, but practically they are low.
Right.
What they are not had the time to sit under the supervision of a experienced engineer and tell them, hey, this is what you should look for when you come up, to do an inspection. Right. But they just come there and just walk around the engineer, but hey, you the engineer, but can you correct what the guy is doing?
Right.
So the fault is also on public works, for the assignment of the kind of the caliber of engineers they assign there.
Right.
So they see these errors and they go by, and then after the road is loaded, it comes into service after 1 or 2 times, they have to have it back.
Right.
Because the spacing of the rebar was not right.
Right.
The size of the rebar was not right.
Right.
The mixed design of the concrete was not right.
Right. Right.
So then all that thing just goes to the fact that the taxpayer has wasted all of the taxpayers' money and we don't have what's the money.
Wow.
But there's got to be a serious, concern about the structures that we built in Liberia. It's not only the linear structure, even the vertical structure.
Right.
People just copy and paste.
Right. And
then you're building stuff there.
Right.
But again, it's our country. I could pack up my bag and go to the States and go back to State Highway and start working.
Right.
But it doesn't look good, and see my country, engineering-wise, is going down the drain.
Right.
So there's a lot of work here to be done, both on the soft and hard engineering side.
Right, and I, to be honest with you, I think you and I we have a lot of conversation, and like I said, we're brothers. on this issue, and I commend you for staying there. Lots of time you have encouraged me over and over and over to come home. And I'm not that I'm resisting, but I will. But looking at you, the way you continue to help, that's very commending stuff. I want to thank you. Last question before you leave here, and I'll start going through with my audience here. Is the road itself, Ralphie Highway? What do you know about the existing or the proposed right of way? Do you know any information on that as well?
Yeah, they complete right away when I was a public work is a 350 feet opening, meaning that from center line to center line be 150 feet on both sides. So what has happened is that people in Liberia, very stubborn people, are built in the right of way. And many a time, right, and the public works inspectors will go and mark his house, do not build. But it's like when you mark it, do not build, it means continue building. So you find that people have been pushed into the right of way. And I don't know, again, I wait and see where the funding will come from. But if the funding going to come from the World Bank, right, then it means that even the citizens that violated by inclusion into the right of way, we have to be paid. The structure have to be paid for, evaluated and paid for. What that makes it very painful because it means that you are paying the guy for violating. But if it is going to be the government, like your taxpayers' money, it means that we will not pay because you violated. So we break your structure down and you solve the problem yourself. Hey, I'm not the person who believes in violence, but sometimes in this country, the way the Liberians behave, you have to take very stringent measures to really straighten people up. If you don't do that, you have the overflow of people violating the laws, and going without no remorse. And you can see that even during traffic time, the guy just leaves his lane and just go in the opposite lane and start to drive without any remorse that he has violated, and the police guy will stand by and by.
Right.
So until people can really take, and the leaders can say, hey, we can't play politics with development. We got to do it the way it should be done. And hello?
Yes, I'm listening. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
It takes very stringent action. Yeah, it takes very strict, very hard action against some of our citizens. Sorry, but the right thing has to be done. If you are victimized at this point, next time other people will learn that they will not, they will not get involved in violence.
I see. Let me
ask. Right away is 300.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you. One last question here before I take leave of you. When you were acting Minister of Public Works, was East Construction, were they in service at the time?
They were not a construction company.
Okay, hold on. Thank you. Just hold on 1 minute. There's a guy here that wrote something on foolishness here, and I just thought that I ask you this. Now, folks, you see, these are some of the things. If you don't know Detroit Bolonga, whatever his name is, if you don't know anything, ask question. The fellow speaking is one of the main problem with engineering in Liberia. He was the guy who facilitated aid and awarded the first contract to East International Group he signed as public work. Mr. Smith just told us when he was acting minister, when he was a minister of public work, these people were just a supplier, a material supplier. I mean, a building, whatever it is, they were not part of the construction. So how's the guy gonna come out here and make these kinds of accusations? But those are kind of people we have, people who do not understand anything because they have the means, they have the computer at home, they just write all kinds of nonsense. But anyway, Mr. Smith, I don't want to take any more of it.
Before you on the issue of construction, my colleague Kofi Woods and myself, when we're at the Ministry of Public Works, and I need to make that clarity for our brothers that are overseas. There were no time that any of us signed a contract with East Construction. When we were there, East Construction was not nowhere around, doing our administration. East Construction came about when Judy Moore and Getting were ministers and deputy ministers respectively, and when his name said Troy Landley. That's when East Construction came about. So nobody would go and say that Kofi Woods and Victor Smith were the guys who signed contract with East Construction. Never.
Okay.
Never.
Well, I know that.
But you see,
Go ahead,
you
Mr.
see,
Smith.
our Liberian brothers, right? Because we hate this guy so much, and you don't like for what he stands for. The moment you hear something that is associated with somebody, you malign his character, and that is very bad. It's very, very bad. And we're not blowing our own trumpet, but when we were at public work, we said our country was high distinction. The practices that they are now implementing were practices that were developed by us.
Right.
But government is continuity. We can't go taking credit for that.
Like I said, I appreciate it. I appreciate it because I was one of those. I think you and I had this conversation a long time ago. I wanted to join you, but the concern you have and you expressed was we're too close. We're brothers, and to have me working at the ministry like a brother over there, it won't sit well with you. And so that's who you are. So I just thought that I bring this thing up here for this man putting this nonsense up here. Yeah, you stand by your word, okay? But you heard it. You heard the minister. But anyway, that's fine. But thank you very much, Mr. Smith. And I will do this here with you again. I will call you, and I will call you so that we can have the conversation another time. But thank you very much for providing some wonderful information for our group here this morning. Thank you, sir, and we appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. Bye bye. Okay. Bye bye. Folks, that's the voice of former acting minister Victor Smith, a very good friend of mine, and I know Victor Smith very well. I know him very well, and for this guy to come out here and make these kinds of statements, they're ridiculous. Because when Victor Smith was working as deputy, I wanted to join. I wanted to go home to go work. But he said, I can't have you coming here to work, even though you have the experience. But you're my brother. You come over here, what people are going to say? Oh, Victor employs something because of a relationship. I can't do that. And for years, we won't do it. Until when he left and got his own company, now he said, okay, come and join and help to train these people. Okay, so for you to come out here and say he gave East go ahead. That will not change anything. That's what we are. That's who we are, Liberian. That we like to do these kinds of stuff. But let me go on. I have a packed show here this afternoon, this morning. So that's the voice of Mr. Smith. Just to us, 350 feet right away. Okay, so the 350 feet right away center line. He said. So let's see now. Okay, so we're going to push. If that's the case, from center line to right away, 175 feet, then a lot of people are in big trouble. But interestingly, if people build in those right away, knowing fully well that they're within the government right away, and decide they want to build because nothing could stop them. Okay. And the tiny sedition coming out. When I open the line right now, I said they will not call tiny sedition. They will just stay behind their computer and write all kind of foolishness. I love these people. But anyway, they don't mean well. They don't mean well. I know that. But anyway, so if these people, and I will show you here, folks, I will show you here later on, that if that's the case, then a lot of people will be in a big hurt. But if, for example, you go build and you ask for permit, and the government give you permit, which they give you permit based on the deed description. On the deed description, you say, I'm starting from this point, I'm going north, east, so many feet, and you keep going down, meet and bound, and if the government read all of those things, knowing fully well that you're within the right of way, and they give you permission, then to remove your structure now, they're going to have to do something. As he correctly stated, if it is World Bank project, World Bank will not give money to you to remove people and break their property. They're not going to do that. But if it is government owned, they can say move your stuff. But it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult because many people, if I do it correctly, many people will have their structure be marked, and you can't just remove people like that. You're gonna have to compensate these people. Okay, so let's go on. Now let's go back to East. I think I would do my best to stay away from. When I open a line, the people want to talk, they will talk. Minister Smith is gone. You know how many dollars I pay for Minister Smith to come, and for people to come, he's gone. So anybody want to ask question when I open the line, they can ask question. But anyway, let's go back. So folks, let's go first of all. The company that was given a contract, East. Before I go to East, let me do this once more again, like I supposed to. This is what the government say the project gonna look like. This is just a schematic, and I put my own stuff on there. I just do that so that I'm gonna play it so that I can get my stuff together. So let's watch this here. It's a very neat stuff. But I say again, if they're going to build it like the way the schematic is showing, they don't have the money. They just don't have that kinds of money. Okay, too much money. I'm not gonna put a price on it right now. But let's watch this and listen to it.
D12 on the beat. All I do was win. All I do was win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. All I do was win. All I do was win. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. They will see it. I say they will, yeah. So you forced to let me. You not let me say you forced to let me. You forced to let me. You not let me say you forced to let me. Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. When Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. When I can go here with eat you, and when I feed it will hurt. When I need it, it will ju. All I do was win. All I do was win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you was born to win, yeah. All I do was win.
Okay, folks, I don't want to continue with that because I think my video might be giving me some issue here, so I will stay away from it for now. But anyway, this is the company. East Construction. They don't have website. They don't have. This is the picture of the address, and so that's what we're using. But the point that I want to make here this morning, folks, before I go on to the right-of-way issue, is that I truly don't believe that East Construction Company has the capacity to do the Robert Highway. Simple. Okay, because as I was saying to Mr. Smith earlier, when I got home, he and we left the office. His company is on what's the major highway, Tubman Boulevard, and we drove, but we have to go through behind the mansion, behind BTC. We drove on our road, Redemption Road, and I asked, "What is this?" He said, "Oh, that's a rigid pavement." Rigid pavement. Because if you look at it, it's like a driveway. I said, "This is a driveway." He was just laughing. Okay, and but the road itself, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and I will show you more and more of their work here. You can't have the kind of work they do here for them to build a highway unless they come out and say they're going to subcontract this project to a reputable company. People like Mbovma from Burkina Faso. Why aren't they contracting them? They have the capacity. They have done similar job like that before. They have done job in Benin. People can research their work, and you will know what kinds of work they do. Okay, so those are things that I'm talking about. So let's go on. Let's go on to another East Construction project. Okay, here's another one here. And this is also, I think, in the Bapolo area. Okay, first thing, this guy here. Folks, this guy here, and I will blow the picture up, because if this young man that's doing this survey, if you see the man, let me bring him down here. You see the guy? You see him? This guy who on the machine doing survey, you see him? If that was my job, or if I was there, I would kick him out. First thing. In surveying, if you're handling surveying instrument, you never, if I was there, I would take that instrument and say, now reset it. Because you don't put that legs between your legs. That's a big no. And you look at the kind of stuff. And anybody, any kind of engineer, look at the kind of man putting the legs of a tripod between his legs. Then you're not serious. Because that's the first thing when you start handling survey equipment, they will tell you in school. You don't use survey equipment like that. You stand on the side where the opening is. And the reason is simple. If you're ready to move and go around, what if your legs kick the tripod legs? That whole thing is out of whack. So all of your project, all of the calculation you've done, with the elevation, everything that you have set, they're wrong. So anybody build off of that and come off of the benchmark that you're setting is wrong. And that's why you don't put the stuff between your legs. If I was there with that kind of thing, the man putting I'm standing behind you, I move. If you guys watch me when I was teaching these young people in Monrovia how to use the level, one of the things that I instructed them is never put this thing between your legs. Okay? That's one thing. Now look at this is East Construction Banga super highway. Okay, look at this. And these are people that are supposed to build highway in Monrovia, Rawafi Highway. Look at this. What I want you to look at the steel, and Victor was talking about it earlier. The steel for pavement. First of all, these steel, they're wrong size, first thing. Because those are wire mesh you put in the driveway. Those are wire mesh you put. You don't put a kind of thing for highway. Because the reason here is this. You need the steel in the concrete for what? Compression. Okay? The steel are there to help. Okay? So that when the road starts deflecting, the steel at the bottom inside will help to stabilize the concrete. Okay? Look at those steel they're putting up there. That's not the right size. That's not the right side. Look, let me show you. Let me just show you. Okay? A highway steel. Let me just show you. These people think we're playing around here. I think when I'm talking these tiny shit, and gonna come here, start talking all kind of young things. Let me show you. Just bear with me. Bear with me. This is heavy, so I gotta be very careful before I break my glass table here. Just bear with me. Okay? I'm not playing around this morning actually. Okay? Let me show you. When we're talking about steel in the concrete. Now look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look. You see it? I'm holding it with, you see it? That's steel in concrete. This will transfer the weight as the truck drive through the concrete road. Now look at this. Look at the kind of thing they put in Banga Highway. And you tell me that this is the kind of steel you need. Does it look anything like what I just showed you? And they expect truck to drive on these things. They expect truck to drive on these things. Now the steel doesn't have to be this heavy or this much, but it cannot be the tiny stuff here like you put on a wire mesh on a high. What highway in the world will allow you to put wire mesh on their road? For what reason? For what reason? But this is his construction job. And these are people that we ask, even if they're going to do flexible pavement, if they cannot do rigid pavement like this, decent one, then where are we going? Where are we going? Okay, let me show you another one. Let me show you another one. Samson to LeBron Pabrito. Okay, look at this one. Same thing. Look at it. Look at it. I'm not too concerned with the inches. Okay, that's fine. But you're gonna have to put truck on this thing. Look at the other one. Let me show you another one, folks. I'm gonna be showing you a lot of these people work here this morning. Okay, this is another one. I'm not too sure if it's East Construction or something, but this one was done recently. Okay, look. Oh my goodness. Look at the finished product. Look on the side of that. Water will go in that concrete quick, and then start busting up. Now, as Mr. Smith correctly stated, if you have somebody inspecting that is knowledgeable, they will know. They will tell the person, man, take the junk out of here, man, just redo it. They're gonna have to. I'm not gonna accept it, and you're not gonna get paid until something like this is redone. Okay. But if the person who is inspecting doesn't know anything, he got a job because he my enter son, what do you think he will do? Oh, you know, he getting paid. Okay, let me show you some more stuff. Okay, this one's for East Construction. My bro, is this not Banga Broad Street Highway? Am I making it up? First of all, if you're going to do, and one of the things that I noticed about these people back there, if you're going to do a work, okay, in public area like this, like Manga, populated, you don't work in a day. Look how many people are around that place. You don't work in a day, you work at night when everybody's sleeping, so you will be able to do your work correctly. But look on the other side where people walking around. Okay, all right, those are the kind of things I'm talking about. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So these people, if East Construction is supposed to do work on our route here, will be on there. I'm not gonna let out. Maybe if I go to LIBERIA, they'll put me in jail. Maybe I won't know, but that's fine. You put me in jail in LIBERIA, I'll be dancing anyway. Like in LIBERIA, not in jail in America. But here's another one. This is another. If you do East Construction, if you Google them, these are the kind of picture you will see. Look at this one again. I just show you. Look at this kind of thing, my people. Look at this. This is supposed to be This is supposed to be. Let me bring the thing up some more. I want you to look at the wire mesh. I want you to look at the wire mesh, my people. I want you to look at the wire mesh. Look at the wire mesh. I just show you. Yeah, I still have it here. You see how heavy it is? Oh no, you can't see the heaviness because you're not holding it. But you see, look. You see it? This is the thing you put in the concrete. Okay? And here's another thing. Well, my other is way down. I'm not going back down there again. But you have another one that go on the side that connect both rows. It's construction. We're in it. Let me show you another one. Okay. Now this is the redemption row. These are people that did the redemption. And those of you that are engineers, you know what I'm talking about. Look at this. This is the redemption row. You see executive marshal up there? So that means they're coming from PHP, they're going towards executive marshal. You see the executive marshal way up there? I'm not making it up. This thing is not from Guinea. That in Liberia. You know that Liberia. Okay. The children are using it. They're seeing beach. I used to play football on there too. But the thing here is, look where the two young men sitting. They're sitting at the edge of the road. Now, you're driving on the road at night and you're going somewhere. You think if your tire fall on the other side where the children sitting, you think you're going to get back on the road? No, you're not going to. Why will you have a gap like that on a highway, on a road that you built? Why? Why not put a shoulder backing on there? Put some dirt. Even if you don't want to use extra concrete, put some dirt that you will slope it down to meet zero, maybe about 5-6 feet away from there, so that if the man driving, once they pass, they get out, they will be able to get back on the road, because you're providing them the opportunity to get back on the road. Safety. It's not just and these are people that's supposed to do Ralphie Highway. The people that can't even give us shoulder backing. They're supposed to do a Ralphie Highway. What kind of business is this? I don't think they have the capacity. I don't think they have the mindset to do these kinds of stuff. Okay? But I'm not the government. The government can get anybody contract in wow. But they can do whatever. But I'm just showing you, folks. I'm not making these things up. Go on Google and type East Construction International Construction, and you'll see the picture that comes up. Unless somebody lying, and we have no way of proving either, because East Construction, you can't. When you go to their website, they don't even have website. They have nothing for them to show us what they have done in the past. Nothing. And everybody that you hear, that you talk to, will tell you East Construction used to be a building supplier and turned to construction company. Why they treating us like this? People that don't have the ability because of friendship. Why they treat it? We're Liberians, my people. But let them continue. What they say 99 days for row, 1 day for master. Let them continue. One of these days, on a very serious note, among you young Liberians, or even Liberians that are yet to be born, somebody will come up that will put the country first. A group of Liberians, they will come out and say, man, our people now suffer too much. You don't forget about ourselves for a minute and raise this country to the next level. That's what it's going to take. You can't have one person to want to raise the country, the other people cutting him down. Dr. Weir can come and say, oh, I want to do this for this country and everything else. If he doesn't have partners that think the way he's thinking, forget it. We're going nowhere. Because he can't do everything by himself. He can't do everything by himself. And you guys heard Manu by Manu Liquor Talk audio the last time. He can't do everything by himself. He has to have people that he trusts that will do these kinds of stuff. And that's why we're asking, don't just pick somebody who's your friend. Do like what Mr. Smith did to Samson too. I can't bring you, you're my friend. If you do anything that I don't like, what am I going to say to you? That's how integrity take hold. Okay? Don't just employ me because I'm your friend. Employ me if I can do the job. Okay? I showed you guys here the last time. The safety issue in Liberia when it comes to road business. They have these steel rods sticking out in the man-made ditch. They call it a man-made gutter, whatever it is. But they have these steel rods sticking up by school. And then the worst is when they're inviting the president and entourage, nobody protecting them. Why is somebody fall on these things? They don't even think about that. Okay? Let me show you the last one. Then I can go on to the right-of-way issue. I'll show you the one already. Okay. All right. I think that's about it for now. All right. So the issue here is if we're going to do these things and we want to do it right, okay, don't get me coming up here 6 o'clock in the morning when I'm supposed to be sleeping and then talk about these things here and find out, oh, they're not even working the way they're supposed to. All right. So I would now show you some of the things that I have done. Okay. And this is not a design. Don't tell me say I'm designing. I'm just showing you. Okay. Let's suppose the minister information, the 350 feet right away is holding. Okay. That means 175. If that's the case, Marsha, Honorable Tyler's building there. They got to be careful. But if you build in the government right away and the government give you permission to build, then that's a different issue. Okay? So I will let me straighten up my stuff here, and then I'll go into the okay, let me just show you here. This is the kinds of stuff that we're talking about that they're supposed to have. Okay, they're supposed to have 4 lane, 2 going, 2 coming. Okay. All right. So I'm going to now show you very quickly. I'm going to show you what I think. I want to hide all the other stuff. I don't want people to see what kind of thing I'm using. I'm going to hide those. Oh, okay. All right, let's hide it. But where is it? Oh. All right, as you can see there, that's the right of way. All right. All right, let's see. The top part. That's left. Yeah, that's fine. Top. Okay, bottom. What it means supposed to see. All right. Let me show you now. This is what I've done. Okay. And please bear with me here as I go through. This is a highway, Rawa Field Highway. As you can see here, okay, Yadawe Junction. Okay, let's suppose this is the line, center line, the red line over there. And let's suppose if we say, okay, well, let's go. Let's see how far it's going to take us if we were to go this much. Okay. Let's see if this can help us. Oh, wow. So you see, if this is true, okay, that's just the beginning. If this is true, You see what I did? You see those 3 lines, one in the middle. In fact, let me change the color of this one here, folks. Let's change this color here. No, do it from here. Yeah, I can do it from here too. Just bear with me, folks. I just want to show you the possibility that these things might not go well with a lot of people. Okay, let's change the other one. That's one. Let's change that one to yellow. Okay, so you see what I just did. Now let's zoom in some more. Oh no, if I zoom in more, you're gonna cry. Okay, so if this is the right of way, you see both sides, yellow and green. You see how much people property that are gonna be involved. That means these people have been building in the government property ever since. And they can't come back to say, oh, what happened? How come? No, we're not going to take it. We're not going to. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the building, the red building here. They're splitting it. You see it? You see what's happening? So if the government say you own my land, who are you to say no? It's going to be interesting, folks. It's going to be very interesting. Okay, let's continue with this process. I'm not going to go. I'm not even into what's his name. Okay, I'm not. I don't think I'm going to be able to go to. Okay, folks, just bear with me. All right. As I try to do the line again. Now you see what's happening here? All of these people, they're in government right away. If this thing is holding, if it is 175 from the center to the right away, if it is so, then these people, that building that is being marked, will have issue. Okay, will have issue because you're in the people right away. You're in the people right away. But one of the interesting thing here, it seems like some people recognize that, and they say, "No, I'm not going to go that route. I will build it outside or something, and I will do this here. Next Saturday, I will go all the way to the former speaker house area. Okay." Using the same information, okay, so that you will see that if people houses are there, if people houses are in the government right away, they're gonna have to move them. What color am I? Oh, okay, they're gonna have to move them. Okay, so here again, the government right away. You see the other comment. You see the other comment. Property. The property is in the government right away. You see it? What, now let's go. The one that I just put up. Now, folks, these things are coming from Google Earth, but then I'm using another software here that I'm not going to tell you what it is. Okay, but you can see here as I go down, you can see. Look at this. The people property. Look at these people. The other house here, the one on the left, completely on government right away. What are you going to tell the man? The man been living there for all these years. What are you going to say? What are you going to tell him? Move? Okay, look at this other one. Look at this one. Government property. Look at this. Look at the other house. They want your part, they're going to break it. Okay? They want part, the other people part, they're not going to make it. All right? Okay? Now, the interesting thing is, let's see if we can see the stadium. Government-owned building stadium. Let's see what it did with that. Okay. The parking lot side of the stadium is not even on the government right away. I mean, they're smart. They're very smart because here's the stadium right here. They're very smart. They're not in the government. Whoa, look at the other one here. Folks, just imagine if you see what happened here. Look, interesting. Let me zoom it out. You see that line here, this other line? That's the fence of these people property. These people here, they put a fence thinking that's the right of way. But they're most likely within, let's measure. Let's see how many feet inside the government right away they put on their money. Let's measure. Let's go from here to about here. Oh, they're done. 30 feet into they're not gonna save that fence. The fence is gone. 30 feet into the government right away. Folks, this is all we're talking about. Now, I'm going to show you, I want to continue with this, but I just want to show you, every Saturday I will come out here and do this here for people to see. And many people might not even be affected, to be honest with you. I will go, this is 175 feet, but let's suppose if, for example, if this thing was like 150 feet, 25 feet, so that guy, 5 feet into the government land, okay, they can tell you, okay, so there are many houses, many houses that people have to be concerned about. There are those who already built their houses far away, and I will do this thing here all the way to Ralphie. Okay, I have the ability to do that. All right. Now, when you're doing design, for example, and this is why I say I can stay right here and do the design. Okay, pretty much the Google Earth line, the yellow line, pretty much on center line. Okay, they're not gonna miss that much. Okay, so if you were to go deep inside of it, and that's the only thing you can't get. Now, let me show you also the Google Earth. You see it? You see the Google Earth now? This is let's zoom out. You see how you see that LIBERIA, that King Great Town. You know what King Great Town? I don't know what King Great Town is. Okay. SD Cooper Boulevard. You see it? Let's zoom in on that. Okay, you had the stadium here. Yeah, they got property, the guy who land, they got all of these people, they're in deep trouble. If we say 100, look at this one here. They're gonna go. They can't stay. All these people building on the government right away. Okay? And there are some people that are very sensible. They stay away. But when you get close, look at the other group. This whole community gonna be affected so badly. It's gonna be unbelievable. Okay? Look at this. What do you do? Look at this other community. Okay. Okay. Let go find rehab community. I think this is rehab community. That's the gas station rail. That gas station. Yeah, that gas station rail. I think that the warehouse way back there. But yeah, the gas station here, they're in trouble. The other red building right here, they're in trouble. Okay. If the government, but here's the interesting thing. If they don't start picking and choosing, if they want to apply the law, they can do so. But these people, see the community, they're gonna be spared because they're not within it. I don't believe so. But I will show you. Okay. So let's go back. Samson told LeBron Public Radio. Let's go back. It's interesting. It's interesting because if what I'm saying, okay. If what I'm saying, all these lines that I'm showing you here, and this is just the beginning, folks. This is just the beginning. Now, yes, there's another interesting thing I want you to look at. Okay. The beginning here, EW Junction. So they say, okay, we're going to put roundabout. Okay. Let's see if I want to put a roundabout here. All right. I start from here. Okay. And I go out. Because you have the inside circle. Okay, let's do the inside circle first. The inside circle take all the radius. Okay, the inside circle will be like this. And then I say, okay, I'll put the outside circle. The outside circle is where the car gonna go. Okay? You see how many property I'm affecting already? But this other outside circle here is not enough. The truck radius, it's not gonna make it. So I have to make it bigger. Okay? So I have to make it bigger. In fact, that's one of the things when they did on this particular place here. You see here, when they did this, they didn't take into account that there will be trucks coming later. You see how these trucks then start making their own way? Because when these big trucks, when they're turning, the turning radius of the truck is not the same as it is with passenger car or pickup truck and things like that. This semi, when they turn it, watch their wheel, watch their bike wheel. It takes different paths. But in design, they have what they call truck turning program that you use. After you finish designing, they say, okay, let me put the maximum truck that people can use. Let me put that truck on the road and see which area that I'm going to be affecting him as I turn. And you'll find that out. Then you say, okay, I need to make the radius a little bit flatter so at least I can get room on it. Okay, those are design criteria that you put in that will help you. Okay, but we're not into design this morning. We're doing right away. Okay, if the information the minister gave us here, Minister Smith gave us, if it's correct, okay, 175 from center line, all these people, they might get money, or you can't just they're in Liberia now, and Dr. Weir is not the kind of person that will just keep people out. They will pay these people. But now, if you find out that you're within the government right away, then your negotiating power is less. Don't hire me because I can't negotiate for you, because you are the mercy of the government. The government going to tell you how much they want to pay you. Despite the fact that you have improved the property, despite the fact that your appraisals have come out and explain to you how much you're going to get and what have you, how much good your property is, but you're in the people right away. You don't have negotiating power. You are the mercy of the government. You're on the people land. What are you going to say? Look at the beautiful thing, the structure the people put down. Okay? But why were they building so close to the road like that? Disrespect for authority. I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, but who am I? Anyway, folks, this is how this whole thing gonna come down. It's gonna be interesting. But next week we're gonna come out here and go all the way. I'm interested to know Alex Tyler area. I have this, like I said, I have this software I can use. It's mine, no big deal. I'm not, but it's a design software that we use most of the time to go places. But I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to tell you. Okay, so let me go back. So that's what we're going to do here. That's what we're going to. Okay, now look. So I'll come out and do this for you. I'll do this for you. Just. Where's it? Oh. I can't find it. Okay. All right. Whatever. All right. So right there, I can tell you. Okay. If this is okay, not okay. All right. Let me back up. Let's put the design rule on there for those of you that are anxious to know. Okay. So from the center, we go 12 feet. For the first one, then we'll go another 12 feet for the second one. So let's see how far this row gonna go. All right, let's go 12 feet from the center. I'm just playing with it right now. This is not a true design, so don't hold me to it. Don't hold me to it. I'm not a designer. I'm just speculating. Okay. Don't hold me. 412 feet. Even that one is that tow-town truck can make it. Okay, that's one. All right, that's two. You see, on this here it looks smaller. So basically, what the highway going back to Monrovia now, they will have to utilize the shoulder, the existing shoulder. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just telling you, look at what it's going to look like. Now let me change the color. Let me change the color also so you will see. So you know the color of that. Okay, one, the outside. Okay. Two, the inside lane. Okay, let's use the inside lane as being that color, the inside lane. Okay, so this they let me zoom in. Oh, it won't let me. Okay, who cares? But that's how you do the designs. Okay, I'm here, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Okay, but the one that I'm trying to show here is. Every time I do the thing, my stock can show. Oh, people can see you. Yeah, I'll change. I will not show it again. I'm not sure again. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care who sees it. It doesn't matter. It costs money though. If you want to do it, you gotta pay money. Samson told LeBron, folks, I'm just playing with the right of way issue because I think this is very important and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting how the Liberian government going to deal with the right of way issue. Look how many just Broward Field Highway, just the highway going to the stadium. Okay, people built already. Look at this. Okay, yes, people. I don't know what structure is this one. But this one, you will break people half of the building. No, this building, anytime you affect somebody's roof, they're gonna have to move it. There's no question asked. Now the other people, I think that's some kind of big Lebanese people store here. Remember when you're coming down, going towards from EW Junction, when you're coming down, going towards Ralphie, the big store on your left hand side, I think a supermarket or something, but it's gonna be affected. It's going to be, if what I'm hearing, if it's correct, okay, if it's correct, and I'm basing everything on if and speculation. Please don't say something so shit that then you start crying. Don't cry on my knee. I'll say they're going to move your building right now. That's why I tell you, I'm not government official. I'm not speaking for nobody. I'm speaking for myself. Not even LPR. I'm speaking for myself. Anything you want hold me counts, go sue me. Where you going to sue me at? Sue me in Total, please. Don't sue me in Zwadru. Don't sue me in Zwadru. Don't even sue me in Monroe. Because I'm not sure. You sue me in Total, you will get me. Samson told LeBron Public, folks. I'm just showing you here this morning on a very serious note, things that we're going to have to face. Okay? And let's go back. I'm going to now try to open a lineup. Wife will soon be coming. Let me hurry and get out of here. I'm scared of my wife. Folks, this thing is heavy. It's heavy, to be honest with you. Listen, I'm going to drop it down. Yeah. Yeah. It's not easy when you drop it. But those are things you put, now you kind of wire mesh and garden rows, rigid pavement, my goodness. Here's the interesting thing about rigid pavement, okay? Now, the rigid pavement, the selection of the type of rigid pavement, okay, it depends on what you want, okay? It depends on the traffic as well. Only depends on the traffic volume. Because if you put a pavement down, that only car gonna use it once every 5 hours. Okay? Do you want it to be as strong as a car you have a rigid pavement that 400 cars per minute? No, because the traffic volume is low. So the strength of the concrete design is not going to be the same. That's understandable. But if you're talking rigid pavement and the traffic volume is traffic volume is a little bit higher, so you might want to require certain strength. Anywhere from M35 to M400. Okay? That's the strength. Okay? 400 Pascal. And don't ask me, say, what is Pascal for you? I'm not gonna go through it. But 400 Pascal. That's an engineering term. I don't want you to ask me. I don't want to explain it. Okay? Because the same thing when I was in school. What the heck? I come from Total. They talk about Pascal. What's wrong with you? Give me something. Because back when ready to count the money, they use rack. Okay. The other quarter, how many they pay? $10. Then the old man then will take the rack. Okay, the quarter pay $10 for taxi. The other quarter, then they put all the racks. So you do that, I will understand. But Pascal, and that comes about on a very serious note on Newton. To be honest with you, so I'm not going to go through all of that this morning. Please, I don't have time for that. But anyway, so you make your selection, and then the selection also depends on what. Concrete now. You had in the concrete, the mix-up, you have aggregate. You have fine aggregate, okay, and you have the base aggregate, if you want to call it that, okay. Then you have the paste, which is the Portland cement. Then you have water. Then you have air. Those 5 ingredients will always be in your concrete. Now, how do you select the aggregate? Based on what you want to use it for. Concrete floor, it's not the same type of aggregate you're going to use if you want to use for a road. It's not the same aggregate, and that's why when Judy Moore came up here the last time and told people, say concrete love water, therefore we will make concrete road. I thought that was ridiculous. But he's not an engineer, but he's very smart though. He's very smart. But if you're not an engineer, then you don't make those kinds of engineering pronouncement. Because people, and I keep holding into that. I've been asking you to come on, hey, you want to come with me. But anyway, he come out, he said, concrete love water, that's why we want to make concrete pavement in Liberia, all over the country. No. The design makes design. They're not the same for everything else. Okay? Now, if you put in steel, I built my house in Total, and the people are laughing at me that I build a house and I put steel rod in it. What kind of engineer build house? You put steel rod in it. People are laughing. But what they didn't know is this. Building houses, especially the kinds of houses we build back home, what is the maximum pressure of the roof? What is the point low of the roof? That I cannot distribute the roof all over the building. That I have to have steel rod. The reason why you put steel rod in the corners or in the middle is to be able to find the maximum loading condition. And most of your roofing loading condition are uniformly low. They are not point low. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, uniform low. They are not point low. So if you're going to find the maximum movement, it's not going to be the same as the maximum movement of the point low. So I don't need steel rod in my building if I know my roof loading condition is uniform and it's going up, uniformly increasing. Because as you go uphill, the weight of the tap trying to push down the up. Oh, let's look at this. You see this? If you put weight in here, as I do my hand like this, and you put weight at the tip of my finger, who's going to carry the weight? The weight not coming down like this. The weight want to push this thing down. Look at my elbow. You see how my elbow doing? You see the so these are the area that I need to brace. So the weight up there will stay, because if I don't brace the elbow going to fall. And the weight coming down. But in Liberia, what do? They do this, and what do they put the bracing? They put it right on here. Ah, my people. I love it. But anyway, and so most of the building, you don't need steel rod in these things. You need steel rod perhaps in the foundation because of settlement. And so that if you have steel in the settlement, in the foundation of the concrete, you're trying to help prevent, when they settle, the compression. Because concrete ain't good in compression. Oh. Intenso, yeah. So the steel in there to help with the compression part of it. So you put it in the foundation there, yeah, you can do that. Then you say something to build house in total. You put steel in your building. What kind of man they are? I look at it and I laugh. Okay. But anyway, folks, Samson, let me put a number up and give me a call. Let's have a conversation this Saturday morning and see how far we're going. Let me test it first though. Mr. Judge, hold on. Let me put. I don't want to do that. What I did last night when they told them business. Let me put the thing up. Okay. That one, anybody, you can call me now. Anytime you call, that will be fine. All right. So let me check it. Let me check it out. Okay. All right, we're connected. Let's put the number up. Samson told LeBron Paborito. I've been on this thing for quite a while now, and then on a very serious note. Next week we will come back up here on a Saturday, hopefully, through Jesus' name. Only God has the power to say who will be here next Saturday. God knows. And we pray that we will be here next Saturday. God will give us that opportunity to be here next Saturday. But anyway, I will be here, and hopefully by then I will do the same thing here. And I'm interested to know how far Honorable Tyler house is away from the right of way. That's going to be interesting. If he's within the right of way, how are they going to deal with that? And I've been telling you guys that from ELW Junction all the way to Suffering, it's a issues that the community. Now let me tell you again, this whole thing here about moving people, I've been laughing and carrying on, but those things are going to be very painful on a very serious note. Whether they're in government right away or not, these people are invested a lot. And so even if you're going to move them, have a consultation with them, have conversation with them, make them feel that you're not kicking them out, but that this road is necessary. And those who are going to now want to push back, then you show them the right of way. Say, my man, please don't make us start arguing here, I beg you. You're in the people right away. But we just coming here as a government, and you people are our people. We're doing this thing for you. So we want you to see reason. We're begging you. We want to go to court, because we go to court, you will lose. So we don't want to go to court, because we go to court, you're going to have to get lawyer and all that kind of stuff. So we don't need to. We will compensate you for moving your building. But those people that build a building, big time, there was another building that I saw. Very beautiful building. Oh, wow. Come to think about it. I will call him as soon as I get off. Another friend of mine was building his house right there on Ralphie Highway. You can stay on the street and see it, and I think it's very close. I will call him. So whether he was able to look at the plan and what have you. But give me a call. If not, we're out of here. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Look, whatever Detroit or whatever your name is, I don't see anything here for me to talk about. Give me a call now. Give me a call. The number is up there, and show me the list you're talking about. I'm not gonna silence you. If you have information that we need to get, please, we'll be happy to have it. Give me a call, and point us to those kinds of places, and we'll like to be there. So go ahead, give me a call. I put my number up there. It seems like you have more information. It seems like you're well knowledge on this. That's fine. We're not going to silence you. But don't be, because when you write, you say here, folks, below is the list of contract awarded by Public Work. Mr. Smith was at the Public Work as IT minister during in the 2013 when this contract was awarded to East. Show us now. I don't see it. I just don't see it. If you have a website or somewhere where we can go and view these things, we don't mind. Even if Mr. Smith is a friend of mine, but I don't mind calling him out if what you're saying, if it's true, and we can prove it. And yes, something else you need to know. Beside Mr. Smith, I have an inside track of Public Work. So immediately after the conversation, I will call that person. Okay? So the person will tell me. So let me know Let me know. Let me know if I need to, because you just said here, but I don't see anything. Okay. All right. Yeah, exactly. I'm waiting on the list myself, Mr. City. He said the list, but we are waiting on the list. I'm waiting on the list too. Myself, give us the list. Give us the, all you, if you don't have means of putting the list on Facebook or anything like that, point out to where we can go. I know you got the list somewhere. Scan it and make it public. If Mr. Smith need to be called out, we'll call him out. Even if he's my brother. We're talking about public interest. It has nothing to do with relationship. Okay? It has nothing to do with relationship. If Mr. Smith need to be called out on something like this, I will call him out. Because I truly believe that those who empower each international group to do the contract from time to time, they need to be called out. Okay? And all of the information that I've been reading, they have never connected. It's never been connected. They never able to connect that part of East International Contract Group to that of Mr. Smith and Mr. Kofi Wood. I've never seen that. The only time that they think that they say is all about Judy Moore bringing the company in. That's it. Front Page wrote about it. It's on Front Page Africa. You can go and read it. If you put in East International Group, that's the first point that will come out. So if you have the list, put it out, and we're not going to silence you, my brother. If you have the information, we'll be happy to share it. And we'll love to share it. Okay? All right? So, Bolunguna. I'm sorry if I'm chopping your names. All right? But I just thought that I show that. Okay, let's go back to music. Samson to LeBron Public Radio. Folks, Samson too. My wife just arrived, as I told you. She just arrived, and now I'm getting ready to get kicked out. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. Welcome. That's the wife, folks. All right. You see that what can happen. All of the information we pass on to you this morning, okay? All of the information we pass on to you this morning, all right? You're writing with this, with that, okay? The road are not for 10 tires truck. Wow, okay, but no, okay. So here's the information. Call me. Let people hear you. Don't just sit behind the computer. Blah blah blah. Call and express yourself. If I'm full of it, say so. But you're writing here, you got information. What is it? Is it a public secret information you don't want people to know? Okay. Don't. What happened again, Mr. George? Call. Every time. Yeah. Sorry, call again, Mr. George. Please call me now. They think up. I hear you. Call. Okay, Samson told Mr. CEO, please. That Saturday morning, you're not paying me on the one. They want that freebie. I'm giving you freebie. I'm showing up here freebie. You're not paying me on this one. So why are you questioning me for? Why are you questioning me, Mr. CEO? You're not paying me. I'm doing this thing free. You pay me for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Saturday that freebie, I'm giving it to you free. So don't question me. I'm on my own time. I'll soon get fired. He coming to fire me publicly this morning. Samson, Mr. Josh. Okay, let me call you, Mr. Josh, because I know you and I. Everybody calling. What happened? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's call Josh first. So how come you guys call and I can't hear? Hello?
Yes, sir. Mr. Tour, how you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Can you hold on 1 minute? Let me just let the CEO know that you're online.
Oh no, you can come. You call me back.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Mr. CEO, Mr. Josh, we're online, but go ahead, make your point. I'm giving it to you free this morning. You're not paying me on Saturday. You only pay me Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So what you want? Go ahead.
Don't deceive your audience, Mr. Todd. There is no free services in this country. There will be no way that you will not be paid to wake up 6 o'clock in the morning. so that is not correct. So don't even go there. Look, here is the deal. And this is where sometimes we fall apart because of you liberal way of doing things. It's a very beautiful show this morning. But this sort of liberal blood in you guys, you can never leave it behind. Look, I think here, and I don't want to jump the gun, but you know the norms of the Liberia Public Radio. We don't shut people off. We allow people to express their views, their opinion, but we also bring them into questioning. So, Mr. Who I'm trying to picture his name here, the gentleman, Bolanant, and other folks again. I think he gave them the opportunity, gave them the opportunity to let them express themselves, because like we always say, we here, and not only government officials or citizens, we all should be here responsible of our comments, of our saying. But I think you went over the edge. He said he has a list, let you put it off. He said you were going to call, let you call. I'm quite sure Victor is a strain to you, but there's no way that you can tell me everything Victor presided over. Come on, 1 second, Mr. Liberal. You can't tell me everything Victor presided over as acting minister is to your acknowledgement. So there are a lot of things been going on in the country. You don't know, I don't know, all of us don't know, but somehow those information will be somewhere. So let he call and let he put his point, and you can engage it. Then the viewers or your follower will know that next time when he or she making such a comment, they are called to board, like I said. But it seems like you try to shield Victor Slave here this morning, which is completely unacceptable. Why you can even send Victor Slave to me and you got to say he has more you are 18 years and he is, but I see that questioning start this morning. I was in the liberal line. No, but on a serious note, I will encourage the gentleman that he encourage him to call. We shouldn't allow people to make comments and then maybe emotional, we say something and then they walk away, because these people are going to take news out there that would not be real. Let him call. Let him show something. Let him say he wants to put it up. Let him put it up. We have email address. Let him say it to see if we will not make it public. I think people, this network has a credibility. So I know you went over the area. You're not a something told that I know. This morning and maybe Saturday you slept on your left hand side. Friday night.
No, but
wake up this morning. But on a serious note, let him call, let him make a point, and you can engage it, so that these people too, who sometimes put up news that are taken, so we can hold them responsible. Not just only government official. We ourselves should be held accountable of things that we are doing and things that we ought to.
Okay. Yeah is what I want to say on that. The reason why from the beginning I was truly against, because I know these things. I like I said, Victor took me into Liberia. So in fact, I have a book here that was written by the international community, where not just Victor alone, but other engineers contributed. And East International was mentioned in this book. I have it here with me. If you go on Front Page Africa, the first time East International ever gotten contract from public work, it was through Minister Judy Moore.
Mr. Toll.
But that's no, hold on now. What happened was, I'm trying to lay out the work. Now, before you call, this guy say you have a list, and I was making a comment to him. Give me a call. I put my number up there. Give me a call and tell us where we can find this list. If Victor is somehow connected and he's not saying what it is, I need to call him out. He's my friend, but that doesn't mean anything. The fact that we're talking about Liberia, we have to be sincere with each other. And like I said, when I open this mic, I'm not going to come here and try to defend somebody that is undefensible. I'm not going to do that, whether brother or not. Okay, all joke aside. But you can't say you have a list and we can't see the list and you're not even calling to make any comment.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's a deal. Then this is where you should call him. But prior to the list he was referring to, there was something that he said, and the language went there. I am not even backing it. But the reason I want us to do these things here, there are people that are also causing problems in terms of news dissemination. So we have to expose those people. Let him call, or let him send his number to you.
Yeah, well, that's fine. That's fine. If he can, if he can put any other information out here to say, okay, I don't want to talk in public. Yes, my number. We can engage him. He doesn't even have to talk to me. Right. But please put your number up there. He can call you and put your email on there. He can send the information to you. Okay. Okay.
Okay, you see in Europe.
It's
okay,
expensive.
If you do you have a WhatsApp number?
No, besides WhatsApp number, just put a number out here. I still got many on my phone. I will call you direct. Put the number out here.
Okay, Mr. Bologna, Detroit, put your number out there. Ain't that it?
Okay, he said he's been calling me on WhatsApp. Okay, I think
Yeah.
All right, let me call him back. Let me.
Your number will not answer. So let me just go. I want you to come up without being calling you. You didn't check your phone being ringing, and you were not picking up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, all right.
But don't say you are being paid, okay? You are being paid.
No, I'm not being paid. On Friday, you got money. You got money to pay me overtime.
You pay that overtime. You're doing this money here, so don't. Right.
All right, Mr. So thank you very much. Let me copy this number down, and I'll call this guy direct. All right, folks, let me call this guy and see if we can reach him. Here, what is it, 01? I think so. Okay, well. All right, folks, just bear with us here this morning, and because with these things, you can't just leave them like that. You have to make sure people who have the information pass it on to each other, so that we'll be able to make progress. You know, we can't just leave it. So let me call him. All right, folks, Samson told LeBron Public. Let me do this, please. Bear with me. Oh my goodness. No, yeah, that's it. That's it. It's on there.
Globalcom.com. Edit remaining.
It's not even gonna go. Let's try it again.
Noblecom.com. Credit remaining $45.39. For calls to the United States and Canada, please dial 1 before the area code. Please enter your destination number now. The number you dialed.
It's not going to go. So if you, I'm trying to call you, but it's not going through. I'm not too sure. If you can put your number, I got your number from WhatsApp here, and the way I have it, it's not going through. So let me try again. I think it's 0112. Okay, let's try again.
Noblecom.com.
Okay, maybe you'll go through this time.
Please enter your security code. Time remaining 756 minutes.
Okay. Okay, we're waiting for it to ring. It's still not ringing, folks. Okay. All right. Okay. I don't know what else to do. Let me try calling him on WhatsApp. Was that not connected? Yes, I am. I am connected. Okay. All right, let's try WhatsApp. Because these things, folks, I don't mean to waste your time, but we need to. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Okay, that's the number. Okay, he's not picking up, folks. He's not picking up, so I'm not too sure what the deal is. The picture he has is very okay. Here we go. Hello. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, hello. Is this Mr. Tu?
Yes, Samson
Yeah,
Toya.
hello.
Yeah. Good morning.
Oh, okay. Good afternoon from my end.
Okay, can you try to go somewhere where there is not noise, and can you speak in the phone because you're having some heavy echo right now?
Okay. Let me dress back a little bit. I hope it's gonna be okay. Yeah, is it okay?
Much better. We can handle it. Go ahead. Yeah, this is Samson Toll. You say you have information here.
Okay. Not that I really have information. I just want to contribute to the program. There are a lot of things, including the information as well.
Okay, but specific about Victor Smith. Can you help us?
No, I don't want to target. I'm not targeting Victor Smith. We are all discussing the same thing about Liberia. What we are discussing here is, as you rightly mentioned, you say you look forward to the day a generation will come to Liberia and do the work for the Liberian people in the interest of Liberia, in the interest of the generation to come. You mentioned that.
Yeah. What's your name again, so that the audience will know?
Okay. I need to introduce myself a little bit so that the audience will appreciate from whence I come, what is my background, and why am I speaking. So, my name is Muniru. That's my real name. My name is Muniru.
Okay, no, I understand, but the name that is being used on Facebook, I'm sure you're the one been writing here, correct?
Yeah, I'm the one been writing. I use that name is Bologna. Bologna is the university in Italy that I did my master's degree in structural engineering.
Okay, I just want people to know that you're the same person that wrote on.
Yeah, I'm the same person. I'm the same person. Dottore, the name there is both are Italian names. Dottore means somebody with doctorate degree. It's just a fun. My friends call me like that. So I call myself Dottore Bologna.
Okay, Dottore Bologna. Okay.
That's just it.
I'm from Total. I don't know these things. But anyway, go ahead. What can you tell us about this East International contact group with respect to Victor Smith and the contract that you said. So, without being specific with Victor Smith, which I appreciate, can you tell us? Okay.
The point is, I'm not specific on Victor Smith, and I'm not going to be specific on an individual.
Okay.
But I'm going to go strictly to discuss the issue professionally as an engineer myself, and somebody who is so passionate about the development of Liberia. And that's what interests me most in this kind of discussion.
Okay.
In the first place, as a background, because your audience would like to know who's speaking.
Yes.
I have a master's degree in structural engineering from Italy.
Okay.
And before that time, I was also in China. I studied civil engineering in China.
Right.
And I went to Germany. I studied there I studied road infrastructure.
Okay.
So when I mention anything on infrastructure development on Liberia, I come from a background of having a little idea, limited. It may not be as huge as it is because we are still learning. But I come from an informed perspective. The reason being that before I went to China, I was in public work as an intern. At the time, I was in Stella Maris and University of Liberia at the same time. I was in public work when Lucini Donzo was there. And then through that process, I got a scholarship. I went to China to study, even before Mr. Smith came over. And I went back. When I was in China at the time, I was doing my bachelor thesis, and I went to public work to do a research at public work. So I know the in and out of public work. When I went, that was the time I met Mr. Smith. I think Mr. Smith at the time, he was a bridge consultant to Kofi Wu, some sort of like that. So what is happening is that as you always discuss on your platform about the road construction, infrastructure development, how the people do it, and what is in Liberia is lacking, the capacity, the professionalism. These are all valid points you raise. To be specific now to the East International issue. East International, it exposes the setup of Liberia when it comes to infrastructural planning and development. It exposes incompetence. It exposes lack of capacity. It exposes corrupt nature of those that are in charge of the country's infrastructure development. It also shows deceit. Now, if International came into the country as a building construction company, how did it happen? There was a kid, one Boima was in China. What's his last name? He's a Vai or Mendes something. He went to China to study. And then during his studies, I think something happened. And then he left the university. They kicked him out of China. So when he was coming back to China, Liberia, that was the time he had contact with a few Chinese guys, according to the information we have, because I was in China when he was there. So when he came back, and he brought some Chinese guys, 2 Chinese. They formed East International as a building construction company. And then this Boima kid who could not complete his study in China, he became the front line for them in Liberia. You know, the Liberian system now. So saying he was a Liberian, the Chinese who used him. They had a building construction company, which is fair enough. And then at a certain time, they came 2010. At a certain time in 2013, I know this deadline because I have worked in public work as an intern, as a researcher. My bachelor thesis was on the design and construction of public office building for the Republic of Liberia. My master thesis was on design and construction of masonry structure that was going toward the development of a building code for Liberia. All those one had long stories where Judy Moden or there was so much problem, but I will not delve into that. So sometime in 2013, if you go to Minister of Public Work website, just go and click on past projects. There's let me show you how to click. And for those who are listening, please, for those who are listening, let me go to public documents, publications and documents.
Public work website in terms of their website or the Facebook.
You know, their website. Go to publication and documents. Under publication and documents, you will see list of ongoing projects. List of ongoing projects. Once you open that, you will see, you click on it, you will see the listing of projects that have been awarded to companies by Ministry of Public Works.
In
in that listing,
in 2013.
Yes. No, for all of the time. The years are all there. In that listing, you will see number 31. Number 31 of that listing, East International was awarded a contract for clay road in Bombing in June 2013. You will see it there. And now, in June 2013, Minister Smith I think he was the acting minister of public works at that time, or he had just been appointed as acting minister or so, but he was still a deputy minister for technical affairs. So no matter how you put it, being a deputy minister for technical affairs is the office where all of the technical issues passes through before even going to the minister himself. So if he was a minister also, it means that he knows about East International. So how was it possible that they allowed East International to be awarded a contract in June 2013? And then after that, they gave East International another contract in 2015 on the same listing. Everything will be there. I tried to share it with you because I wanted to share the PDF as a screenshot, but it was possible for me because this is a public forum, so it couldn't allow me. If it was on my wall, I could click it on my wall. But however, I could share the document even with you on WhatsApp. But for those who are listening, they just need to go to Ministry of Public Works, Republic of Liberia. You Google, and when you Google, you go to publications and documents. Under publications and documents, just go through there. You will see list of projects awarded. You just click on it. Number 31, East International, June 2013. June 2013, East International was awarded a contract where the location is there. All the contract locations are there. Bombing. That was where they gave them their first contract. A dilapidated Chinese building construction company being awarded a contract. Are you following me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Now, East was awarded their first contract. At that time, who was a minister and acting minister? Minister Smith was there. As I said, the discussion is not to target Minister Smith specifically, but just to mention, I was just shocked that he appears on your radio to appear like he was he's this guy who's trying to fix up the system. No. Minister Smith did not do anything to fix the system. Minister Smith, at the time of acting minister, he did not put into place any capacity building program when he knows that most of the young engineers were just coming from high school. All over the world, every government try to empower young people so that they go and study and come and improve their system. It's a whole generational stuff. But our leaders, they don't do those things when they are in power. They don't write strategic programs when they are in power. They only see these faults when they leave the institution, And he's talking about because when you give the project out and then the project needs Ministry of Public Works, the inspectors to go there, and then the inspectors reach there, the guy doesn't have the capacity, he doesn't know. Then I want to ask him that, what did he do when he was there? There are young students coming from Stella Marie, young guys coming from LU. Which program you put into place? I'll tell you, for example, when I was in China, my classmates were from Rwanda, Angola, and other places. Most of these kids that were going to school at the time, they were coming from the government institutions, directly from their ministry's technical affairs. These are smart kids who are directly coming from their country, selected to study, and then go directly back into those ministries.
Let me call your attention. You said go to Public Works website, and there should be past publication and document.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that key on a key document? Okay, this is what I'm seeing here. Home, about public work, the minister, departments, projects.
Don't go to that blah blah blah. Go to media center. Click. Go to media center.
Okay, media center. Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then go to number 3. You said, right? No.
No. Go to number 8. Number 8. The list of ongoing projects, something like that.
Okay. All right.
You click it. Okay, very good. On that number, go to number 31.
Number 31?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you see? Is it like East International Group Incorporated?
Okay. 2000.
And you have clay.
Bommy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. What is there? Is that 2013?
Okay,
Is that there?
hold on. I want my audience to see it as well. So I have the means here, and I will blow it up right now so they can see what you're talking about. Okay, let me blow it to number no saying here, so people can see. East International. Okay, number 31, East International. Clay, DC Clerk. Who is DC Clerk?
No, is the location, is the contract where the contract is being, because you see, on there you will see contract title. That's the title of the contract.
Okay. What I do know though, when did Judy Moore get into office?
I think Judy Moore got into office somewhere 2000, going to the end of 2016. Yeah.
2016.
15. I think somewhere going to the end of 2016. Yeah. Because I spoke with Judy Moore when Judy Moore was probably where I sent Judy Moore a message on Facebook.
When was what's the name? Weeks was minister.
Which was minister. Which took over from. Which took over? There was there was Kofi Wood, and then Kofi had this issue. He resigned, and then Which took over, if I'm not mistaken. And then when Which took over, he was still acting. It took some time for Which to be inducted. So Minister Smith was acting, because I remember I have here in my possession a message. I communicated with Minister Smith. Let me go to my Gmail. 2013, at the time, Minister Smith was, okay, very good. In October 2013, Minister Smith and I shared an email. Minister Smith was the acting minister at the time. So that means he was still there.
Okay. All right. The reason I'm asking this, because I also remember Minister Smith was suspended at about around that time. Are you aware of that?
Around which, no, his suspension, when he was suspended, they didn't bring him back. I think when he was suspended, they didn't bring him back. Definitely,
when he was suspended, he was brought back. Don't say they didn't bring him back. He was brought back. He left.
Okay, but
no, hold on now.
Hold on now. What is happening? This contract was awarded on February 2013, and in February 2013, I was in Liberia. The beginning of the year, I remember this particular time because I was writing my bachelor thesis and I was in public work. At the beginning of 2013, I was at the Ministry of Public Works. At this time, Minister Smith was still there, so I still remember my date.
Okay, I'm not disputing. Hold on now. Hold on. Let's do one at a time. I call you and I think I will talk as much as possible. So let's do one at a time. The East International Group, 2013, were they construction company at the time, or they were still supplying or building suppliers? Hello? Okay, he's gone. Let's try it again. This is what we're doing on LIBERIA Public Radio, folks. We are engaged.
Hello?
Yes. Okay, thank you for coming back. So the question that I was asking was 2013, where East International Group, were they still construction building supplier, or they were also a construction company?
Where I don't know, I cannot go deep into their their structural makeup. But what I do know,
hold on now. The reason, let me tell you the reason I'm asking here. The reason I'm asking here, if you go to public work, the area you just sent me, they are not specifying as what are these were construction projects, as what are the construction project. Now, if East International Group, if they are suppliers or anything, they also can be listed as a company that doing business with public work. Is it not true?
No. Go to the heading. The heading, it says Ministry of Public Works, ongoing road works.
Okay,
these are name of these are name of road contractors.
Okay, all right.
The list you have there, it is written Ministry of Public Works, ongoing road works. These are all lists of contractors. You have Chico, you have SEF, SSF. These are all engineering companies in Liberia that we all know. Okay. Anyone who is familiar with construction in Liberia know these companies. So East International will never be in the list.
Okay, but then now here's another thing here. Let me do myself a good deal here. Name of contractor. Okay, all right. So East International, they 2013 they were doing work in bombing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, is that the only time that their need appear here, or there's other places?
No, their need is there. So this is the first contract they have. So that's what I'm trying to tell you is that
they have another one. With Wasso Road, but there's no information on that one as well. Okay.
Yeah, it is there. And then go further. You will see there's another one. Okay, East International number 52, Westward Road. Okay, something is not there. Come further, number 56. Yeah, number 56.
Yes.
Rigid pavement.
2016. By that time, obviously. Yeah. But let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back to Mr. Smith, and we'll call Mr. Smith and see if he can give us some clarification on that as well. I will call him because I know right now he's out, and I know where he's going, but I'm not going to say here. So I will make another appointment with him. And then he can come out and give us some clarification on this. But here is what I want to say here. This is what you wrote, okay? Your first writing here this morning, okay? Mr. To, I am the fellow. Okay, all right. Let me go to your first writing. Okay. The fellow speaking is one of the main problem. You hear what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. The fellow speaking is one of the main problems with engineering in Liberia. Now, if that is, and you've been writing, you've done TC and everything else, so you know about writing. If your opening line come across as such, how do we classify that? Are we saying that you're there to provide usable information, or you're there to castigate?
No. I'm coming. I mean, let's not delve into semantics. Let's go to
No. Hold on. This is. Listen, let's do one at a time. This is a talk show host.
Okay, no problem. I'm here. I'm here for
this is a talk show host, and so when you because this is what brought about my involvement. When I'm asking that, if somebody writes something like this as an opening line, how do you interpret that? What will you say? Is this person is about to provide usable information that will be conducive to the conversation, or this person is now getting ready to castigate?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's not about that. I cannot castigate because we have the fact. And I stand by what I say. Mr. Smith is one of the problems with engineering in Liberia. You want to ask me why? I can say that.
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, very good. There is another document. Do you know that Minister Smith was suspended? And you know that Minister Smith had a court case. Do you know about the Bella Yala Road construction project?
Yes, I know all those things.
Oh, very good. the Belayala rule was just a kind of a political intervention.
What I don't want us to do is to relitigate here this morning. Anybody want to find those information, they can get them. I don't have Mr. Smith on here right now to go point by point with us. Those things has already been litigated by the government of the Republic of Liberia, and he was found not guilty, and for which he was reinstated. We all know that, but that's not the point. That's not the point that I want to talk about here. You mentioned earlier, you don't want to go into this. That's fine. I won't push you on that. You mentioned earlier that Mr. Smith were not able to do capacity building when he was at public work. Well, let me just tell you one thing now. I think when I started here, and the fact that he's my friend does not means that I'm going to defend him if he's done anything that is not right. I was here in the United States studying, not studying, but practicing engineering. So Mr. Smith, 2 years ago, paid my way to go to Liberia and teach young kids from Stella Marie and University of Liberia, young engineers. I was there, Mr. Smith's house. He gave me a car. He didn't pay. I didn't pay him anything. He paid my way. I went there. I didn't do any kinds of work for him. All I did was for 2 months teaching young people. That's capacity building. So I think I'm not too sure why that was not done at public works. And I think I made that clear here earlier that when I came out, I said, when he asked me, the first thing I said to him was, why would you want me to teach young people? Are you not concerned that these people would leave after teaching them with their knowledge, impacting them with knowledge? They will leave and go somewhere. And he told me, Mr. Todd, these are young Liberians. Whatever we teach them and they go somewhere else, that knowledge stay with them. So I want to put that in there and I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. That's your feeling. That's what you know. I don't know that. But what I know is what I'm giving. And you heard Mr. Smith also this morning. Now they are getting ready now to do more teaching. And I think I'm going to be involved in that because I will contact him to do more teaching with young people from public work. I think they themselves, the engineers in Liberia themselves, have recognized that perhaps they themselves need to be involved in training these young people, public work or any other place, so that they will be able to do this work for the Liberian people as well. So the only thing here is this is international and the time. I will call Mr. Smith and I will ask him to come back on air to see if he can clarify for us, and then we'll take it from there. But as far as the suspension, all of those things were done on early, and he was brought back with public knowledge that they didn't find anything wrong with whatever he did, and he was brought back. And then the issue, he resigned, and I know why he resigned, and I'm not going to go into that right now. So I understand you young people, you needed certain information. What I don't know, I'm not too sure what happened between you, the ministry, and what have you. But I just want to point. Let me just say this before I can let you up, because I know you're very busy too as a human being. But when you come out to make,
I will have to make few points there.
Okay, but when you come out to make your opening, like I said, you're right. You've been writing to come out to make such an opening statement in an engagement. I'm not saying you shouldn't.
I stand by that.
Yeah, you stand by it, but I'm just saying, because right there and there, you stand by it, that's fine. But that doesn't mean you're getting ready to provide information that will be useful for the public. Now, with this kinds of opening, anything else that come after that, I will consider it as somebody who is somehow getting ready to castigate, or getting ready to degrade, or getting ready to call somebody names and what have you. Because I won't have my opening like this. I will most likely, if I want to say it, because you're saying that how is he a problem with Liberian engineer? Just from your example, far from it. I don't believe that. It's only you. It's not something, and I just gave you my own example. Can you say then that my example is wrong? No, your example is you. That's your feeling. Those are your feeling. Those are your words.
No,
That doesn't. That
Mr.
doesn't
Mr. To, you are the moderator. You are putting your feelings in this. You just let us to talk and give our points.
No. I'm being honest. I'm being honest with you. I can't lie to you. These are emotional issues. Victor is a friend, and for you to
but I'm not expressing emotion. You just said Mr. Victor personally sent for you to come to Liberia. We have to assess that also.
Hold on now. If I come out here and tell you, say what you're saying, I'm not going to make a comment, then I'm not being truthful. I'm not going to beat around the bush. For you to come out, and Victor is not here. Okay, and I know all of these stories you're talking about. The only thing that I don't know is this East International being a water contract back in 2013. And immediately after this conversation, I will call my sister and she will give me all the information. Okay, so the point here is that I'm going back to your statement. To come out and make this kinds of statement. I will ask that perhaps next time when you want to engage in a public forum like this, instead of coming out and making these kinds of outline accusations that perhaps might not be truthful to me, then I stand no chance on that. But go ahead and make your point so I can close it.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. So I can make my point now. I see that you the moderator, you are putting some feelings in it. I can understand the connection, but it's okay. Everybody will do that for your good friend. And the intent is not to castigate Mr. Smith. And I stand by my word. He's one of the problems with engineering in Liberia recently. You just mentioned he sent for you, and then you came from the U.S. to come and teach, which is good. The intents are all good. But then after that, what happened? The sustainability, did that program continue? This is the problem with Liberia. You see? Because you ain't have a friendship connection, you were able to contact you. In a different countries, they wouldn't do that. What they would do? They will put the dating out there.
Oh no! Let me interrupt. Let me interrupt a little bit. Let me interrupt. Just hold on. Let me interrupt right now. The program you're talking about, he contacted Public Work for that program to continue. There's an engineer called Cooper Toma. I think his name is Cooper Toma, engineer. He's very good friend to Mambutu Nyimpa. And that before I left Liberia, there was a meeting scheduled between the minister, current minister, and myself for me to continue with that program. When the time came for the meeting, Victor have already done his job. When the time came for the meeting for me to continue with no pay, for me to continue to teach young engineers public work, okay, for me to teach them. All they have to do was all we have to do was have a meeting and have a time set. I've called my wife. She agreed. We were going to have to be going from 2 months, 3 months with no pay. Time came, the minister back up off of that. So it's not like Victor is not ready to carry out the program. In fact, if anything, that particular program is on me. I've been refusing to go. Victor has been, in fact, last 2 months ago. Every time when I talk about design, every time he's doing work for public work or for any entity, he get me involved to do the design. Okay. So I've been involved teaching his young people on what we call, there's a program here, Team Viewer. I take Team Viewer with them Saturday morning and teach them how to. So don't say you don't know these things, and when you make a statement like that, then it makes you not being credible. That's my point.
Okay. Mr. To, we come back to the same thing. Anyway, maybe we are all seeing it in a different perspective, but it's okay. I can understand the connection with you and Mr. Smith. What I'm trying to say is that, Mr. To, you live in the U.S. and you get your education, your qualifications from the U.S. That what makes you to be this outspoken. You are able to do these things. What happens to you is that you benefited from a system developed by people who are looking at generation. It was not a system where somebody comes today and say, I will make one project, one of my friends will come and do this one for me. Then we don't call that system. We're talking about system. If you are a minister of public work or deputy for technical services, what is the connection? I'm speaking as a technician now. What is the connection between your ministry and the engineering department of Stella Maris or the engineering department of University of Liberia, or the engineering department of Maryland Polytechnic University, Tottenham High. What are the programs so that the students that come from there immediately they have a future? They can see the program and the system, and then the system absorbs them, whether in the form of capacity building, whether in the form of internship, whether in the form of job training. These are things we're talking about. In America, you don't have to look for these things. It is a system that is built, and we're talking about building systems. Okay, it is okay. I have a job, and then I call my friend from America, or I call my friend from Germany. I say, "Oh, my man, please come. I'm the Minister of Public Works. I want you to come and train a few teachers and or engineers here, and then you come." That's a mutual agreement between me and friends. But that does not translate to a system. We're talking about building system, and it is because of system problem you have East International today. You wouldn't have had East International if the Minister of Public Works, they have a system where all of the projects, all of their workflow are well organized. For example, by the time you put the name of East International, it will pop up to say, no, this group, they defaulted on the Gaytown Road project. This group did not do a good job in Bangla. The system will tell you. So that would have been out of system. East International, why would you give a dilapidated company like East International, our major highway? Why would you even do that? If the system was in place, East International would not be an issue today. Some of the problems Jawia is facing because previous government did not set the system, the right system, they educated people. They continue to fail our generation. And as you mentioned that we are looking forward to a Liberia where a generation will come and lay the foundation to do the work for the Liberian people. It is because they didn't set those systems, and then the Jawia group, the Jawia group 2 is here. They are doing the same old bad stuff. In fact, for them, it's even worse. Who goes and make a 4-lane road of your major highway and then and present a 100 million cap to a 50, something less than 50 miles road and tell you it's 100 million? They didn't tell you how they derive at it. What is their work breakdown structure? What is their scheduling? What is the price detailing? Because these are factors that determine the price of the infrastructure project. They didn't say anything. They just put lump sum here, and there. And then in the end, that debt is going to be accrued by us. Our generation and the other generation. Because somebody did not do their work. If they have done their work, East International would have been checkmated since 2013. They wouldn't have suffered. Ask them, how do they do their construction project management system? How do they plan the road? Who is responsible? Who follow the project? Who has the capacity? So it is okay to say, okay, I have a job, and my friend invite me to come here, come and do 1 or 2 training. It's okay. It's fair enough. It's okay. But does that translate into a comprehensive system? No. So this is where we're coming from. I don't have personal problem with Mr. Smith. I do not. When I talk about infrastructure in Liberia, I look at the system. We try to analyze system and see how system respond and how system react.
Yeah, but I have to interject. If you're going to say that, then that's not a true statement based on what you have written. What you put out here, you personalize it. And if you're going to, and in the way you talk about the system, how you're trying to engage the system, is the best way to go about trying to bring solution to a problem. And we all agree that the Liberian engineering system in back home, it has a serious problem. The way they award contracts and things, they have a serious problem. But for you to personalize it to a particular person, then that's what I have an issue. But as far as you're saying that yes, the system is flawed, I agree with you.
The particular person have a record.
Yeah, but I don't agree. If you're going to, how's that record? Even if he was responsible, which I still don't believe until I have a conversation with, even if he was responsible giving East International contract, do you know the prevailing issue at the time? Why East International was selected? Do you know that? No. Second thing is, do you know how East International even got involved? I don't think you do. And then, for you, how the international, let's go back to 2013. Do you know how East International was selected?
Okay, this is where we're coming. We're talking about the team system business. You said, how do you transition as a building construction contractor? In the twinkle of an eye, you turn to engineering or an engineering contractor. Now, from 2013 up to now, East International does not have a website. East International does not have a media print. There's no digital. You cannot trace them digitally.
So let me push you. Hold on. I'm going to have to push you on this one.
Okay. So please, just 1 minute.
All right, go ahead.
So from 2013 up to now, it's almost 7 years. If they do not have a digital footprint, then what makes you think back in 2013 they were of any substance?
Okay. So then let me ask you this. What's about the new government that selected East International Group to do this Rawafee Highway? How are they also connected with Victor Smith? Still say Victor Smith East whatever they did at the time by bringing East International is not satisfactory to you. Okay, I give you that. But what's about the new government now? What's going on with them?
Okay, very good. Very good. Now you see, now we are talking. This is Liberia Public Radio, and you are trying to set the standard for the society, and I'm really happy for that. I listened to your stuff. I told you the last time. I said 1 or 2 times I just bumped into you, and then I listened to you, and some of the arguments you were pushing, it excited me. And normally I don't listen to these things deeply, so I have to stop by and listen to what you were saying, and then later on I realized that most of the information you were giving were all about infrastructure development of Liberia for me, and these are things that really get me excited, and that's what once in a while, especially on the weekend, I follow you. Now, we've already told you everything. There's a cause and effect for everything. East International entered into our construction sector with nothing from 2013, and they manage their way. Every project they get. The other big project they get was under Judy Moore when they gave them, I think, 47 million or so to do the president's roles, and then the lawmakers could not even pass that. But then later on, there was something went beyond do and stuff. And then after Jowea people came, they took them. They went to them. They believed to themselves that, okay, this person is supposed to build some road in bombing. And then we on the side, on the other side, Jowea want political points. He wants to score political goals. Right after the, right after the fuel shortage. So they went, they said, okay, in their own mindset. I don't know where they get out of the mindset from, because nobody can go. Even you don't need to be an engineer. They say we extrapolate the project that's supposed to go bombing, and then we take the same project and then we elevate it. We put some yield in the amount. We bring it to where? We bring it to RIA. Who does that? What is the sense in that? All of these points to what we're saying. We're talking about system problems, systemic failure, capacity, to the point that no engineer from public work could look at this and say, no, we can't go ahead with this kind of project. In the first place, these people were not able to raise the 47 million to build a road to the former president selling home. They were unable to raise it. In the second place, these people were unable to pay the Banga Road to the point that Banga Road was taken from them. It was given to the Lebanese. The Jowea new guy.
I don't mean to interrupt. I understand all of that. How is it that East International is now permanent again in this government? What do you think the reason will be?
It's the same reason we're talking about corruption, systemic problem, capacity problem. Because these things, the Ministry of Public Works and whosoever, the technical people, I'm sure if someone like you, a sound-minded person like you, I have listened to, if you were at Public Works, you would have advised the president. He said, Mr. President, as a technician, as an experienced technician, my professional capacity cannot allow me to suggest this contract for this RIA way. And that would have been beyond closed door. So meaning that you would have saved the president and the government from shame. This would never have been an issue today. The public would never have known about it today. So if you have sincere people at Public Works, they would have sat in a technical meeting and said, no, we cannot proceed with this international with this kind of thing. So nobody was going to hear about it international.
Okay.
So it boils down to what? Capacity problem, corruption, lack of vision for the country, all of these things. And that's the root cause of what we say here. And that's what you are saying as well.
Okay. All right. Okay. And what do you say your actual name again? Not the doctoral university name. What do you say your actual name again?
My name is Munir and Yang.
How do you spell the entire name? How do you spell it?
Yeah, I won't mind you spelling my name because I know you talk with your man. Because
oh no,
my name is Munir.
Definitely, I'm going to call him and I will bring it. The only reason why I'm not going to call him right now because before I brought him on, I know where he's going and where he's going somewhere where I don't need to call him right now. The family.
And I'm also going to stand by. If you want to bring him and you want to have a good set analysis, some balanced analysis, we both can appear on the show.
Definitely. And that would be the last thing I would say to you before you leave, which is for us to set it up for next Saturday. Go ahead. What do you say your first name? How do you spell it?
Okay, let me try to spell it and leave it here with you on the show.
I appreciate it.
Let me just do it. I'm doing that now.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right.
I'm writing all in caps.
Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. Victor most likely will be, because he's supposed to be calling me anyway. He'll call me and then I'll bring this up and then we'll have the discussion. And he will be very anxious. In fact, he will say to me that I know for sure, why didn't you call me back? And I will tell him because you were over there with the family. I didn't want to disturb you, and he would get angry with me. You should have called me. You know the young man say X, Y, and Z. Why didn't you call me so I can be on the same platform with him? I know that. So I got his number, and next Saturday we'll call you back, and we'll call you back, and then we'll have the conversation. I have this. So this is anytime I call this number, I will be able to get you, correct?
Yeah, anytime you can send me a text and let me know ahead that you're going to do this, and I will be available.
Okay. All right. I'll send you a text on WhatsApp, and if you're not, but let's just let's just agree on this coming Saturday. Is that doable?
Okay. But if you can prior to that, maybe on a Thursday, you send me a text, I will be very available.
Yeah, no, I know. Even if I send you a text, our meeting will be on Saturday. Agree?
Yeah. I will try my best. Yeah. It's
okay.
Something it should be doable. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We'll do so. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for providing the information. We appreciate it, and let's keep in touch.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Bye. Again, folks, Sam Sinto, LeBron Public Radio. We're here this morning having some. Let me now call Mr. George so he can wrap it up for us, and then we will call it quit on this wonderful Saturday morning. Let me call Mr. George. Okay. All right, let's call Mr. George. Okay, Mr. George. Yeah, Mr. George. Yeah, go ahead. Thank you for joining us. It's, of course, you heard a young man and myself having the conversation. But besides that, everything else, go ahead and make your analysis on the show this morning. Then
I think from what I get, everything you have been saying about the road construction in Liberia is right. And the gentleman just reinforce what you have been saying. The only difference there is a timeline because he said that there are documents that Mr. Smith name were on and water contract.
No, Mr. Smith name. He didn't say. What he said was that Mr. Smith was minister or acting minister at the time. I do have the document here that show East International Group had a clear DC clerk public work W000602 13 bombing.
So
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the clarity there, what I think the audio we need from Mr. Smith and this gentleman, he said Smith was acting minister at the time. So probably it would be maybe the contract was signed before Smith came in or whatever.
The only issue that I have with a young man is his opening of this when Mr. When you get involved in these, and he seemed to be a very intelligent person. He seemed to be a very intelligent person, and it seemed like he's also highly educated, to be honest with you. But look what he wrote here. He said the fellow speaking is one of the main problem. Hello.
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah. I'm following you.
Somebody cooking and somebody burning food.
No.
That sounds like when I'm cooking okra. But anyway, this is what he wrote here. The fellow speaking, when Mr. Smith was speaking, he said the fellow speaking is one of the main problems with Liberia, with engineering in Liberia. Now, when you open your line like that, you're about ready to attack somebody, because the next thing, obvious question gonna ask is, what are the problem this person creating? If you say somebody create problem, and so from that perspective, and Victor being my friend, and I know who he is, and I know what he has done with respect to engineering, I don't agree with Victor on a lot of stuff. Victor is a very big time conservative. He doesn't like the liberal. You heard what he said. The people you pull your house in public right away. If it's like, we're not going to pay you, we'll kick you out. That's conservative ideas. So Victor myself.
Oh yeah, I agree with you, Victor. I agree with him too.
No, then you and Mr. So on the same page. I don't agree with you. Even if somebody build their house on a public right away, you can't kick them out. You gotta pay them. That's a liberal view. But anyhow, the point that I'm making is, if you're going to say that from the beginning, then now every other statement that comes out, even with all the supporting document that this young man is producing, people will automatically say either him and Mr. Smith has something issue that for which he's trying to pay back or something like that. He didn't come across as someone who has a genuine contribution to the conversation. Because if you single out somebody to say he's one of the main problem, then we know so many problems in Liberia of Liberia engineer. But to say that Mr. Smith is one of the main problems, then I take issue with that, and that's what I was pushing. But go ahead, make it point.
Yeah. Nah, you see, that is the problem, Mr. Tool. Because when you start writing, as you stated, that first line of attack, any other thing you read at the bottom there, people are not going to look at it.
No.
They're going to take that first line of attack. They're going to use it. And this is why he started off with that. Mr. Smith is one of the problems in Liberia. But then, let's flip this coin around. If he accuses people of benefiting from the system, he said he got a scholarship when Donso was there. Now, then the question is, what Donso did to change the system?
Yeah.
To change the system. Now, you see, these are the issues we'll tell people. Someone will tell people, be careful. The finger is pointing for coming back to you. But I will be glad that next Saturday, they will come on the program, so we'll have the opportunity to ask him to dig deeper into this thing, because he benefited from scholarship from public works. How did he benefit? Because he knew somebody who was working there, who was in a high opposition, minister position. So, can you say that he didn't benefit from the system or from someone that he knew? No. So to make that argument, to come after you to say, okay, something you're talking because Smith is your best friend. But then I can make the argument, or other people make the argument. But you benefited from the minister because you're not a minister. So you see that now? So when we're trying to talk about that Liberian issue, let us go to the subject of the issue. Let us leave the personality out. Now look at what you have just said. I did not know that Mr. Smith ever initiated such a program. But you tell me now, then it becomes difficult to say that, oh, this man was only there for himself. If he was there for himself, why would he tell you like you to teach people in an institution that he's not running, or that his brother and sister is not benefiting from that very thing, but other people like not benefiting? What I tell people, let us take a step back. I know sometimes when it comes to this issue, will be emotional. But you said that you don't have issue with Mr. Smith, but at the same time, you see Mr. Smith is part of the problem. Now, how can you reconcile those two statements? So the best thing, as you put it, let Mr. Smith and the other gentleman started to come on the program so Mr. Smith can explain, because Mr. Smith definitely said it. So the good that never honor his wife and Minister Wood, never awarded each international any contract. But this gentleman is alleging that their document, the timeline is not right. So Mr. Smith can come and clarify that. But again, we have to be very careful when you're attacking other people, because everybody got friends, everybody got relatives. When you attack other people start going behind you to find out where you stand. And he admitted, oh yes, I was at the Ministry of Public Works when Minister Donzo was there. I got a scholarship to go to China. But what is your connection with Minister Donzo? How you got in touch with him? How you got to know him? All the questions come up because he accused you of being receiving favor from Smith. He made it clear you are only called because Smith is your friend. But then the question come by. This is that big that people put up to say, oh, we want people to come and volunteer to come to Liberia to do this. He contacted you. He would say, hey, I can't make it, but you're not paying me. So why should I come, or why should I take my time to impart knowledge to people that you're not paying me for? But you did it. And you did not receive 1 cent. That is quite different for someone benefiting from a system in return. You didn't get work from Public Works. You have not gotten contract from Smith. So how can he say that because you're a Smith friend, that's the reason you got it? Okay, let's not give it for the sake of asking me, say now, well, what about him? How did he get his scholarship from Donzo? What his relationship with Donzo? So that's why I think we should focus on Liberia development. And anybody that will bring a meaningful contribution to the system, we should embrace the person. And let us don't try to personalize it. Because what you say, what you have been saying, is not being challenged. He's highly intelligent. He didn't challenge anything that you have said related to the construction of the road. He did not challenge anything. He totally in line with you. The issue of system not in like that, I all tell people, there are systems in Liberia. What we'll have is the implementation and the enforcement of these systems. For instance, they said before you walk over to anybody, it should be made public. Forbid it. The law is clear on that. But people don't follow the law. They say, okay, before you have this solicited contract, you must have X amount of money in the bank. Bring your balance sheet to show. The law is there. People don't follow it. So it's the enforcement and implementation of the law that is the issue that we have in Nigeria today. Now let me talk on the issue the right way. Well, Nigeria, they say, the issue they say, where that level start that the government property, behind there that people property. That was the elementary way they told us. That you see the level there? Yeah. Behind that level that people property. But if I hear that government place, take for example the Ghana Bay Freeway. People they pass and level the thing all the way to the road to build. Now, when government is ready to carry out a project, then people come running. Oh, I've been here 10 years, 15 years, that's my land. You got to pay me. You see there, the system, people are not enforcing the system, the laws. The system said, do not come here. Don't cross it, let go here, then let go. I don't come in front of it and build anything. You want to go behind it. They say, oh, the government ain't ready, we'll put it there. Now when the government ready, then they say, oh, you got to compensate for it. But what do we do to deter people from that kind of system? It's not by giving them 1 cent. So it will send a message to other people, yes, Government is not here ready, but this is government property. Do not squash on the property.
I need to push back on that. I need to push back.
I know you'll push back. I know you'll push back.
As a liberal, if the government are going to destroy any structure that is built by someone who has worked hard, whether they're in government property or not, the government is for the people, by the people, and with the people. Whatever it is we, the government. So if you're going to destroy anybody's property, you might not pay the market value, but you got to get the person something. You can't just I know you and Mr. Soap most likely will say, you kick them out. Y'all kick them out. They eat the work, they kick them out. So I those kind of conservative idea, they're not good on my liberal platform. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. But the thing here is, now, let's go to the Rounding Highway. Mr. Ellis did one of the volatile property on the road there, so I already call it. Mr. Ellis property is not even 10 feet away from the main road. Mr. Ellis is a highly educated man. Why would he put the property right there when government 300 feet, so it's 175 feet? Wow. When he knows that one day the government also will expand the road. Why did Mr. Ellis choose to pay that property right there? Why? Then he go to the Minister of Public Works to consult them to see the zoning law of that area? But these are questions we all should be talking. And all those people on a highway, when you pass Airway Junction, right there, I don't know how to call that term, all the stores are on the road there. Who gave it to the permit to build it? They put gas station there. Now in return, you want some money from the government. Okay, I will go the liberal way. But then you got no bargaining power. So you are at my mercy, which is the government. I will choose what to give you.
Yeah, but you can't give me any kind of money from Total. I don't want that one. I want something good.
Oh no, but you got no power again because I'm the one you are at my mercy.
Yes.
But then you got also, yes, that's true. But then in the same vein, people should not take advantage of those people. If government is to compensate them, please, the people who will be there to negotiate, they should not inflate the prices of those things to get a kickback. Because I know they'll go to the poor man, look, you know what happened? The government says it's okay, 2,000. You don't let it go. But I can make it 15. Mm-hmm. You give me 5,000. And you agree, then we'll give you 2,000. We said that's what they do. That's what they do. So if all, we are from the third world country. We got a long way to go educating our people, informing them. But if the government, definitely we know the government will not compensating people. But if they are to compensate them, then they should be direct. Mm-hmm. They should not have this kind of, all this kind of red line that you will have to deal with 2-3 persons before the money gets to the real owner, all gone. Yeah. And the people who got the property, they end up sitting there and remain with nothing. So on that note, that's what we say. The government should have a town hall meeting with all those people who property fall within the right of way and say, you know what happened? All your property fall within the government land. But however, we cannot evict people without not getting into compensation because this is the African society. But this is what when your property fall in the way, this is what we want to give you. So the public can be aware of it. So that nobody cannot come to me and say, oh, the minister ate my money. Oh, I didn't get this. Let it be in the public domain so people can see the transparency. So I think that's the way we should go. And I want to be very, very grateful to you because you see, the topic that you are introduced, you see now people coming up who are highly level-headed like you, agreeing with what you say. So now they see these people or whatever government plan can say, oh, this man just want to push you, you just want to promote you to get a job. Another engineer agree with you.
You know, something just came to mind. This man, this young man, friend with Victor Smith aside, just from talking the way things that he was talking, the engineering terms that he was using and things, he seemed to be a very, very highly educated and highly experienced person. Why is he in Europe? He's young. He's not old like me. He's young. Get him now when he has the means to produce. He able to climb those hill right now. He able to run up and down. Get him now and take all that energy out of him in Liberia. Let him build the country. But they're not going to do it. Then when you're ready, then you want something total. I can't claim hill for you anymore. I can't even go Franklin Street. If I were to have project down Franklin Street, you think I ever to go up Franklin Street and come down 4 or 5 times? I ain't ever 1 time, 2 times. I start sending somebody up there. Where I'm supposed to be up there telling them. You think I ever to climb that hill 2, 3 times? I ain't ever. But young men like this,
you see that?
You get these young people right now and bring them on board as experienced as he is. He's over there in Europe. What is he doing over there? Obviously, he's going to be working. He has to make living. But that energy right now that the European is extracting from him, as young as he is, he can do just about anything. Nothing can face him right now. But then they will wait until when he get older, they say, oh, can you come and help us? Then by the time he get there, he got the energy again. That the time now, then young people, then that their time, that the time you bring the, on a very serious note, you bring a young man like this, he will be able to identify another 4 or 5 young people that they will be able to, because they have the interest of the country at heart. They're looking for the future, but you're not going to do it. You bring old people on board, people who have done everything their time almost over, and you expect, what do you expect out of them? Nothing. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, but you see, now you know what? You know why they're not bringing him on board? Because this young man will not want to take 5,000 to go to someone before he can get a job. You don't want to do it, but the man is qualified. The man is confident. Yeah. Why he didn't want to go bribe you to get a job? Yeah, exactly. Now, secondly, this move, that young man, he went to school on the account of the Liberian government. So he's supposed to come back to pay his quota. He still out of pocket. The Ministry of Public Welfare know all the students that they send out of the country. Why they can't call the guy by saying, "Oh, man, you finish what you're studying? Well, yeah, come on, come back home. You can't take over the project. Because anything you do, you're going to develop that job with this money. Okay, you take over the thing and hire an international firm that you know and bring in, let it do the work. And you be the consultant, you advise people what to do. Why the government cannot go down that route? You go take some trash, they call international, it's international, that has no record. You go take multi-million contract and give it to them. Get a young mayor. Why you can't tap into their expertise? Why you can't tap into these people that the government has paid money to send them up there, to educate them, to come back, to contribute? Why are you leaving these people up to go get a Chinese firm that has no track record, but you give them the kind of multi-million contract? You think if you take a phone and call this young man and say, "Look, my man, yeah, come on, come home. And if I get a ticket, get a hotel for so money, pay for all of it. Bring your family now. This is the contract we got for you. We got here. Come and take all the contract." You think that young man will turn that contract down? Will turn that offer down? He may not have everything that he wants in life, but you say, "No, what? I think my country educated me. They need me most now. Let me go and pay my quota." But the government, you know why? These people are afraid. All people saying that we are afraid of young people. I mean, people too smart.
Yeah.
When they come, I mean, you're not getting a call again. They will come and bring different systems.
Yeah, yeah.
These are the things that are keeping Liberia down. Because the old people want the control to lay their hand from the hand to the elbow.
Mr. George, let the people continue. Yeah. Like I said, one day, 99 days for thief, 1 day for master. One day, young Liberians, whether today or tomorrow, I don't know. But there will be young Liberians that will put the interest of that country before themselves. They will say, the group of them, they will come out and say, "You know what? Liberian been suffering so long. We have the education, we have the experience, we know what we want. Let's go and give this thing to our people." And they will come out because that's the only way the country is going to move up. People who are committed, people who are ready, without any kind of preconceived notion of say, "I want to be rich." They go over there and put that within 1 year time, that country will come together because you just need leadership. One other thing I want to say here this afternoon to you guys, money's still here. If we have a credible Liberian, credible leader, people who they can trust, You come to this diaspora and say Liberian, all the Liberian diaspora community, every one of you, we want at least $1 million a year. $1 million every year. You will get it. Once the Liberian know that when they put the money in there, you're not going to take it. You will get that money and you will do a lot of things with it. But they don't even utilize that effort here in the United States. When they come here, some of you then here, when they come here, they want bluff. Then you go sit down over there to play the other day. Hey, man, that kind of question you're asking, and that kind of question I want to do. Yeah, okay. 6 years, you're out. Samson to in. Finance minister. He know nothing. He know nothing about finance minister, but that's it. I'm coming in. Go ahead, Mr. Just I can wrap it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you see, so the bottom line here is our issues have always been credibility. Credibility. When credibility is lacking, just forget it. You cannot accomplish anything. Because everything you do, people want to question you. And this is where we're having problems. And normally, I tell you, I said, look at, I said one person, we have won that election. I said, at that very point in time, I said, a person we are like just call and say, you know what happened? Every Liberian in the diaspora, I want you to contribute $5. This is what I'm going to do. I said, at that time, I said, they cannot support that person we had at that time. Every Liberian was going to be the father to that country. But I said, the opportunity to bring Liberia in was missed. And I say, see now today the government is being marked by mistrust, corruption. It's giving him hard time. People who trusted him, so they have back off. No, we that make the noise on the thing is not it. Mm-hmm. But there are people who are loyal to that system.
Yeah.
Some people say they almost sold their homes
to go
to
home.
Support him.
Right.
So can you imagine how much love credibility they have in that man? And everything just like because people putting one in there and he listened to them. They say, you know what happened? I'm looking behind to see where I came from. And I owe these people something. Yeah, I understand we are friends. But these people, which is like going to come first. This is what I told them. And I must do it so tomorrow. They can say yes. With our effort and time did not go in vain. But look at today. So the issue that we are talking, some of us we talk this is not that we hit certain leader. But if the right thing is done like this, we all we have to go all with boss. We knock our chest. What we pay once and we pay once and we say, look at our country. Look at the place here. Right. We'll be proud of it. So this is why we see Mr. Paul get up early in the morning. He's born cracking something down, but you gotta get up.
I know.
Because what? Because why? He wants something better for his country. To show his grandchildren, to say, you see there? You see there? You're in America, but look at the road here. So what you just say about us? This is what we want. So when we come out to say this thing, it's not that we want to buy more people, we want to attack people, no. We just want the right thing to be done. And because Liberia is a funny society, most of us don't pay taxes. So we don't know when people talk about money, because everything is the government. It's the government. It's the central government. But when you pay money to your government for development, you want to make sure how that 1 cent is spent, how that 2 cents is spent. So these are the issues that we are raising. And we will not stop. We just have to keep the story fair and balanced on the Liberian Public Radio. And I think this conversation was very, very interesting and very informative and educated. And next week, let our gentleman come back and let Mr. Smith answer can cover this because that's how we'll move this country forward. Thank you.
I hope this gentleman is not going to run away from me because I'd really like to engage him with his experience to be part of our conversation. I think he can help to enlighten the people more and more. I just don't think attacking individual is the way to go. That's all. But anyway, thank you, Mr. George. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. We appreciate it, sir. Thank you for your contribution. And have a wonderful Saturday.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, folks, Samson told Liberian Public Radio. I'm going to be on here for maybe a few more minutes here. While I'm here, let me do this here as well. I wonder I need to call my sister. No, let me call somebody else first. Okay. Okay, folks, Sam Cinto, Liberian Public Radio. Saturday afternoon, Saturday morning here. Wow, nice something here. So, folks, we're going to call it quit for the evening. And this young man hasn't sent his name yet, but I want to thank him very much for giving us more information here. And we're going to follow it through and see how far we go with that. We're on it. We're on it. I'm going to be calling a few other people here very shortly to find out what the deal on that is. Okay, and in fact, what I'm going to do now too is to take the picture of this particular stuff and send it out to other people that I would like to have the information from. All right, so we'll say thank you. It's been a wonderful show, of course. Again, Samson told LIBERIA folks, I want to thank all of you again that have been tuning in with us here. We appreciate it. And we'll do the best we can here to continue to enlighten you. Next Saturday, I will go through the Ralphie corridor, the Ralphie Road corridor in the entire thing and put in the right of way as the information was provided. We will also look into it and see what the proposed right of way going to be. And based on that, we have the ability, we can get Google Earth. I'm not in LIBERIA to actually do some serious measurement and things like that. But the East International Group, for me, they do not have the capacity, and I will continue to say that. We're also going to be calling Armo Smith Toby on Tuesday to see if he can give us a name of people from public work that we can talk to about this particular road issue. We're not going to let the road business go. We will talk about it as much as possible. So I want to thank all of you again this morning that follow us. It's been a wonderful time. We say good night and good evening and good morning. Bye-bye.
uzuku ona verio ana nemei duro tape makuria kwa ya seba ona na aya